Welcome to the countdown. While you wait for the show to begin, try to relax, grab a drink, sit down, and just enjoy the music.
Yeah. Ooh, whoa.
Don't Christina it out.
Okay.
A little bit of land goes a long, long way. If you believe everything is okay, a little bit of land goes a long, long way. Sign the lease, bring the rings today. Everybody say money, love, money, 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 more money.
She looks metallic.
Though I can't quite recall overnight sensation.
Welcome to the Chop. Tonight, season 15, episode 9. It's a load of dresses, mama, but we do love balls, don't we? Don't you, Blazing? I know you love balls. Everybody loves balls. Everybody loves a nice load of dresses right up your screen. So, Spice goes home. Madonna is officially the new Galadriel, or as Amazon like to say, Galadriella. So we are going to review this episode, do some more speculations, and yes, we are not on the new channel yet, because apparently there is this new thing on YouTube where you have to go through a whole procedure of verification before you can start live streams, because God forbid that I start live streaming talking about loads and balls. You never know what's going to happen. So we still have super chats enabled. Woo! We also have a Patreon. We also have a Discord. I also have a Twitter that sometimes I use. So all of those nice juicy links in the descriptions. Meanwhile, comments at top RPDR videos, and I will keep an eye on those during the review. Now, let's greet the chat. We haven't done it in a while. We have Deborah, Johnny Boy Toy, House of Down Boots, Wolf999, Adrian, Sen, Argent, Miss Blazing, of course, Pop Sleepy Rabbit, Leticia Santiago, Kevin Hoffman, Joey, Nightmare, Metalhead Girl, Nabari Love, Cesar Antonio Cruz, and Marina Cree, and everybody else that join in right now. Thank you so much for coming. So, let's begin with this nice and juicy review. We are back in the workroom and nothing happens because we don't have time for that. Instead, we have a nice mini challenge. Good thing, because those things are kind of on the brink of extinction. So, it's a photobombing challenge. Sometimes when I see Ru with a camera, I always get the wrong message. I always think about basement and shame, but we'll keep that for another time maybe. So we are going to celebrate our legendary queens from previous season, because this is the 200th episodes of Drag Race. Drag Race, the main season, not accounting for Untucked and all the 3,000 spin-offs that we have nowadays. So, of course, my favorite one is Lucy and Miss Serena Chacha, because I am a Chacharina at heart. I think you know that. I hope you are too. Of course, she was robbed on All Stars, but come on. I'm being redundant. I'm clearly being redundant. In all of this, shout out to Anitra, because at some point Mamaru comes in and she explains the challenge. You know, it's the 200th episodes. We're going to have tons of loads. We're going to have a lot of dresses. We're going to have all of these nice things. So we have Salina coming in a confessional, because she's the narrator, and she's allowed to say that the girls are going to bring 2 dresses from home and one they will make from scratch. World of Wonder, I am impressed. I am happy. You are making me happy. I don't know where this new era of love between us is started, why or how, but I'm really appreciating this. That was incredibly honest. Thank you, and continue like this. In all of this, we have Anitra, which is a legend, of course, so she cannot help but quoting other legends like Miss Kennedy, or reminding everyone that time is always of the essence. Which essence, you ask? But of course, the essence of beauty. Look at all of that beauty. Oh, my God. This is such a good episode. Alex Owen for $10. It's so blatantly obvious that this is what they are submitting for the Emmys. We got a mini challenge, a bowl, Mamaru dancing, a kind of a clip show, and like 4 of the dolls crying. It felt wrong. Thank you for saying that so that I don't have to say it. Because we already started like in full speed tonight. But the essence of beauty is on screen, so what more can you ask? Like seriously, what more can you ask? I think the review is basically done. We can move already to the Kiki time and start taking it questions. Okay, let's go on. I liked this episode. It was really, how can I say, uncontroversial. It was very easy to slip into this old drag race fantasy clothes and just being completely lost within it. I didn't dislike it. I don't need everybody to shout at everybody else at any episode at any given time. And also there was not that much bullshit, apart from this scene, of course, because at some point we have Carlson and Rue, which I know. Saying bullshit next to the word Carlson, it sounds wrong. I know. I understand. Nevertheless, we have this moment where Rue and Carlson are doing the run in the workroom, giving, suggestions and moving the plot a little bit. So we see Spice, Mistress, and Salina. We don't see anybody else because apparently we don't really have time for that. So, while Carlson and RuPaul give some very brutal feedback to whatever Salina is doing, they're basically destroying her idea. And in all of this, we have Mamaru. Look at Mamaru. I need to zoom in on this because the expression on her face, the ability to convey emotions, it's just outstanding. It's just outstanding. Look at that. How can you say no to that face? So Mamaru comes out and she's like, oh my God, Salina. Look at Salina's face. And she's like, oh my God, Salina. How are you reacting to all of this? Emotionally, please. For the camera. Of course, for the camera. So we have a little bit of inner saboteur bullshit because, psychology is not really a science. It's just something that people do for fun when, the tarots are not available. So in all of this, we move up to Mistress and Lucy. So Mistress is being the other that she is, and we love her for that. So she starts coming a little bit from Lucy. She's like, well, you completely lost it the last episode. And everybody is laughing. Look at the left. This is a ton of shots of everybody laughing to this situation. Anitra is laughing so hard that she actually loses her glasses while she is laughing, since everybody is having so much fun about this. Let's zoom in on this a little bit so that you can see it clearly. These are shots that come one after the other. But, of course, Mistress is a centerpiece of the season. I am not expecting anything less. Now, when I did the speculation video, a lot of people pointed out that Lucy could actually be a villain instead of being the professional. And I'm starting to see it. I mean, I am biased because I started the season thinking she is the professional. She looks like the professional. But here and there, you can see that some things don't really add up. So we're going to talk a little bit more about that in the speculations at the end of the review. For now, what I think it's happening is that the edit makes it pretty clear that this is all in good fun, and this is not typical for a villain edit. We don't really see this. Whenever somebody is portrayed as a villain, everybody is really bitch-facing. They don't get a chance to laugh about it. They don't get really a chance to de-escalate the situation. Let's say it like this, because they are really having fun. At some point, Mistress is poking so hard. She's like, Lucy, what are you doing? Why are you standing up? What are you going to do? It's a fun moment. It's basically a fun moment. But we're going to talk about that a little bit more later. So, it's Elimination Day. We have a long mirror moment for Anitra. And this mirror moment is honestly one of the most fucked up things that I heard coming from Drag Race. Not editing wise, not production wise. I'm talking about the actual story that she's saying, because it kind of reminded me of something that I experienced with a quote friend that I used to have ages and ages ago, where they basically enable you as much as possible so that you basically come out without any sort of defenses, if you will, and at that point you become vulnerable. You can be completely assessed, and at that point either they will attack you or they will look for things. It's like, I don't know, I think it's something really, really nasty. It's like a way of saying, let me see how gay you are. Let me see how far this actually goes. So I'm going to pretend to support you so that you feel comfortable, you feel confident. I get to see everything that is in there, and then I'm going to kick you in the ass and throw you out of the house. This is disgusting. So I know it's none of my business, it's their thing, but it's on the screen, so I'm going to give you my opinion on that. They will resolve this thing between themselves. I thought it was incredibly fucked up. I felt so sorry watching this. And you know that I'm a piece of shit. I rarely feel sorry. So we need to lighten the mood a little bit. So thank God Mistress is there, and somebody suggests her to lighten the mood a little bit. Sorry, did I say somebody suggested? I mean, she suggests to shill for the show a little bit in some more self-referential moments. So, you know, the girl starts quoting memorable moments from other queens that happened during this long 15 years of RuPaul's Drag Race. And in all of this, I am surprised. I'm genuinely surprised that nobody said the "is there something on my face" moment. Because that's one of my most quotable moments. And as you know, Mamaru was not impressed about that. Do you remember when she used to add the podcast, What's the Tea? The one that we used to call Where's the Tea? Because there was no tea to be seen. And she was like, well, she could have been a good character. And, you know, the illusion was destroyed there. Did you say character? Don't you mean person? No, she said character. That's amazing. If you haven't seen it, it's on Pearl's channel on YouTube. Go watch it. That's worth everything. Absolutely everything. So before we get to the actual runway and the load that everybody is waiting for, we move on to the main stage because, you know, we need to do a little bit more shilling for RuPaul's, quote, music. Wait, I'll try to see it in a way that's more convincing. For RuPaul's music, yay! First of all, don't get crazy. First of all, Zaldi, go fuck yourself for making Mama look that cheap every single episode. You couldn't reach that level of awful if you tried. So it's I don't know. I get maybe they are for free, the dresses are for free, whatever it is. I don't know. Every time I see Mamaru on stage, I'm torn between laughing and feel sorry because Mama deserves better. I mean, she's still RuPaul. We can joke about it, we can be shady about it, but she's still RuPaul. She deserves better. Mama always deserves better. So she's presenting this new song. Of course, it's about sex. Did I say sex? No, I meant it's about cake. It's about cake, and Mamaru is, as usual, the definition of, come on, girl, you give us nothing. We have our dancers, our choreographed dancers trying their best to create the illusion that Mamaru is actually doing something on stage. At this point, I don't know, by the time we move to season 147, she will probably be dancing the Macarena at this point. I don't know. I stopped asking those questions. For me, the cringiest part in all of this was Michelle pretending to know the lyrics to the song and lip-syncing the song, as if she knew any kind of words besides cake and candy. I think when they do this, it's so cringe. I cannot look at that. I cannot look at that. Oh, by the way, Mama seemed to have forgotten the words because, you know, there are a lot of words in this song. Good Lord, what a shit show. What a shit show. Chat, what do you think? Blazing, I feel like these recent episodes, Mama's makeup looks like somebody just broken her nose. Oh, the makeup. Well, I stopped looking at the makeup. I only see Raven's face on RuPaul. Metalhead Girl, I have a theory. They just dress RuPaul in a weirdest way to then justify sitting on queens for having the same silhouette. Weasel, by season 102, Ru will be doing the skeleton dance because she died by then. She will still be with us. She will always be with us. Also, Michelle looked constantly constipated. I agree with that. I don't know what's the problem with Michelle. Papa, I kind of like Mama Gives Us Nothing. It's so camp. It is. It is. Fei, welcome. Welcome. Sen, Mamaru's look are a no-no at this point. I mean, they're dressing her. It's not like she's choosing to, you know, to wear this thing. I don't even think that she considers it. She's like, I am RuPaul. I am rich. I am the face of $1 billion franchise. I don't want to think about dresses. I need to pay somebody, and that somebody will dress me up. That somebody will put me makeup on so that I can do my job, which is actually being on stage. And she's not wrong. The point is, I don't think she really looks in the mirror recently and goes to Zaldi and say, listen, do you see what's happening on Canada's Drag Race? A little bit more like that, please. I know that you're a sponsor, so probably you are giving these dresses for free, but more of that, please. Thank you. Mario, at this point, someone with money makes an old man dance on stage for fun. She is not a marionette. Mario Tiero, I hope we talk later about Michelle versus Sugar and Spice. I don't know what you mean by that, but I am curious. Let's move on to the runway. So, how do we judge this runway? That's the real problem. Now, I'm not going to review this. Let's be honest. Whatever I'm going to do with this runway, it's not a review. There are people with better expertise than mine, and they can do it, and you can watch that. I'm going to give you my uninformed opinions on it, and that's it. And if we have some fun while we do that, even better. So this is the deal. So, first two dresses the queens brought from home. So for me, challenge-wise, they count almost nothing, because you could have paid for those dresses. It basically who had the money, who had the stylists. For me, this is a ball. It's a design challenge. 99% of the points of the judging of the challenge for me goes to the outfit that they actually made there. And nobody is ever going to change my opinion on this. So let's start with category number 1. Start your engines. For me, the best ones were Madonna, of course, because it's always Madonna, and Spice. I will tell you, Spice, I thought this was amazing. It was incredibly well done. Of course, she probably paid somebody to do it, but I thought it was incredibly well done. The one that I liked the least were Salina. I didn't get Start Your Engines at all from that. And Lucy, I thought this was incredibly busy. I get that there is a kind of message behind it. You know how RuPaul always says, everybody says money. Sorry, did I say money? I meant love. And you know, and she has this head thing. How is it called? What's the word in English for that? Head protection helmet. My God, I cannot remember the word helmet. This is going south real quick. Guys, this is going south real quick. She has a helmet. The point is that when I look at that, I do not think Start Your Engines. I think of Gigi Good in the first episode of season 12. That's all I'm getting. And that lip sync. That legendary lip sync. That's what I'm thinking of. So it kind of looks like a bad version of that. So, I mean, maybe I chose my words poorly when I said that I didn't enjoy the outfit, because actually I am enjoying it, but for all of the wrong reasons. So, I don't know about that. Let's move on to what do we have next? What do we have next? Oh, now we are going to check all of the dresses. Category is favorite ball. Premise. Wait. I need to make a premise. First of all, when I think about balls, when I think about balls on RuPaul, I think about Michelle's massive balls during the critiques. But apart from that, when I think about balls, what I'm actually thinking of is outfits made in a very, very short amount of time with limited resources, limited help, limited materials. Most of the time it's unconventional materials. So, you know, it takes a lot of creativity. There is a lot of pressure. There are a lot of things that need to be done in a very short period of time. Some things you have, some things you don't have. Maybe you can get a little bit of help from other queens. Maybe you can give a little bit of help from other queens. That's when I think of balls on RuPaul's Drag Race. You know, being under pressure and creating something. So, recreating a dress from a ball, but bringing it from home, to me, it kind of defeats the purpose. I don't understand why they even chose this category, because it's completely ill-fitting for me, because it completely defeats the purpose of a sewing challenge, of a ball that's really a sewing challenge on RuPaul's Drag Race. So I was really unimpressed by basically everybody. So we're going to go quickly through these dresses, then we move on to the next category. Mistress. It's anal beads. We've seen them a ton of time, but I will never not see anal beads when I see this kind of dresses. Nevertheless, a good effort. Marsha. I see no bags, so I gotta take her words for it. We may never know. Not my favorite. Malaysia, it's a hair bowl, but it's Toolgate all over again. The purpose of that challenge was to create 100% of your outfits using hair. If you have stuff under it and you have the hair braided on it, it doesn't really work. I know that it's not very visible in this picture that I chose, but there is fabric under it. And there is a lot going on, and I mean, it defeats the purpose. It was a challenge from season 3. I don't know if you remember. The charitable queen of Puerto Vallarta went home. Singing to a song. Lip syncing to a song by a singer called Fantasia. And Fantasia is not here. Nevertheless. No, I didn't like this one. I'm sorry. It really defeats the purpose. Moving on to Spice. Spice is serving balls because, of course, it's a ball, so it's all about balls. A good effort, but at least it kind of makes sense. Oh, fuck my life. The connection went out. Okay, let's wait for the connection for coming back. Guys, let me know when I'm back. This is even the Ethernet cable. Why is it doing... Okay, I'm back. Great, I'm back. Okay, thank you. Moving on to Selena. Selena, choosing the most difficult category for me. Like making a dress out of money and making it look good. It seemed like a simple thing to do, but 90% of the dresses that we have seen done like this were nothing to really gag on. I didn't like this one, but then again, I liked almost nothing from this category. Moving on to Lucy. It's a bag bowl. So it's basically a dress with doggy bags. Again, it reminds me, I don't know what's with this, but it reminds me of Gigi Goode again during the ball look in season 12. I don't know why I get reminded of Gigi Goode so much lately. Maybe because I'm secretly working on the Gigi Goode video, you know, the one from 3.5 years ago that I promised will be ready in 2 weeks. Maybe, or maybe not. Did I like this look? Absolutely not. I don't see bags in this. It's also a difficult concept to choose and a difficult concept to make it come through. You gotta be a goddess to make that concept come through really well. Moving on to Lux. It's the hairball, but again, we have gloves, we have a corset, we have panties. All of these things are not hair, and the purpose of that sewing challenge was to make something 100% out of hair. That was the challenge. So for me, yeah, it might look stunning, but considering the category, for me, this is a boot as well, like everybody else. Moving on to Madonna. So while everybody is going home, please extend your grace to this goddess, because the queen is here. This is the best, this is the only dress in this category. It's an incredible interpretation and a huge nod to La Ganja and Stranja. So this is the only dress in this category. Everybody else, for me, can immediately go home. Moving on to Anitra. It's the sugar bowl, but for me, it's just meh. I don't really get Candy. I think maybe Detox's outfit from back in the day was kind of in the same league. And when I see that these, I mean, I get the effort. I get that you have to prepare a shitload of dresses from Drag Race. So, you know, whenever I say that I don't like something or that it's not a good look, I do understand the struggle behind it. I'm just talking from a point of fact. But I didn't like this one. I'm sorry. I did not like this one. Please, everybody but Madonna can go home. Damien, do you think Sugar would have picked the sugar ball as her favorite? Maybe, probably, because, you know, they are... you know, it's kind of a play on word that works very well with the brand. So it's a lot of branding. And since the very beginning, I think it was during the first episode, that I reminded everybody how good they were at branding. They had everything ready already. So yes, probably. It's a good possibility. Moving on to our last category, the one that's really the important one for me. The crystallized eleganza. First of all, we have Mistress. This is beautiful. I don't know if it's stretch fabric. It doesn't look like it for me, but I'm not an expert, so I don't know. I think she looks amazing, and she did a fantastic job. Did I say a fantastic job? I mean a fantastic job. Moving on to Spice. This was a really great effort. I was expecting her to come to the runway looking a complete mess. And when I actually realized that she did something that it's okay, I mean, it's nothing that it's ever going to blow your mind. This is not Raja during All Stars. Let's be honest about it. But it's a great effort. I mean, I'm not crazy about it, but it's okay. It's an okay look. Moving on to Marsha. I think Marsha's was okay as well. It's a good effort. Again, almost at the same level of Spice and miles away from whatever Mistress was serving. Regardless, I think Marsha looked really, really good. Moving on to Malaysia. Malaysia is well done. It's definitely better than what Marsha and Spice were serving, but not as good as Mistress. I don't know if it's something about the flow of the dress or the fact that the silhouette seems to be a little bit loose, but I'm not as impressed as with Mistress. But, you know, at this point, she is second best for me. Moving on to Salina. Salina, it's simple, it's well done, it's absolutely nothing special, and for me, it's basically at the same level as Marsha and Spice. I mean, it's nothing fantastic, but we have seen terrible things on the runway during the balls. So, you know, when you take those terrible things, there is nobody that reached that level of low. So for me, she's on par with whatever Spice and Marsha were serving. Moving on to Lucy. Lucy's outfit looked incredibly low effort to me. I appreciated that she kind of created a storyline for the character, but it really looks like a piece of stretch fabric with some stones around it. So I don't know. For me, is the worst so far. Moving on to Lux. Lux, it's this dress, if we want to call it dress. It's the definition of simple and beautiful to me. This is the second best next to Mistress. It was incredibly well done. It's eye concept. It looks amazing. It fits the category. I don't know if I would go as far as calling it a dress, because for me this is more like a piece of art than an actual dress. But for me, this was incredibly well done. For me, she's right next to Mistress as the top two for the moment. Moving on to Madonna. Now, Madonna, like Lux. I like this one a lot. I don't know if it's the things that are shooting from the side. It looks like the remaining of wings after an angel decided to leave the heavens and join us here on Earth. So I don't know, maybe it's that. I like this one a lot. The detail is amazing. This is the third best dress for me, right next to Mistress, right next to Lux. And moving on to Anitra. To me, this was the best one. This is the one that I like the most. I don't know if it's because the way the stones, the crystals are really, they are part of the outfit, and they're not just part of the outfit, they're telling a story within the outfit. And the dress fits beautifully. For me, this was a very, very creative way of following the theme for the runway. She looked amazing. And this thing that looks like a spine cord, it's like, she looks like an alien, the original alien next to Alaska Thunderfuck, you know? For me, this was the best. For me, she should have won this. Because, again, for me, this is the only dress that counts. If we take into account everything else, then I think that, on average, Madonna, did best. If we take into account also the other dresses. But for me, it's a sewing challenge. For me, Anitra had this one in the bag. So, moving on to our final results. According to the judges, Marsha, Malaysia, and Lux are safe, which I wouldn't really complain. I think Lux did better than Marsha and Malaysia, so she could have been higher than that. Madonna wins, and, for me, this was a perfect opportunity to give a double win. It's the 200th episode of Drag Race. You have two incredible queens in there who did an amazing job. Why don't you give out a double win to Anitra and Madonna, have a lip sync for the win, and nobody goes home? I mean, it's the 200 episodes. You gotta celebrate somehow, don't you? And, if the episode order was 16 and we are still missing one episode, this was a perfect occasion to have nobody go home. So I really don't see the point. Why don't they? This is a simple thing. I mean, it doesn't take a PhD to realize that from a narrative perspective, it works great to have that one extra episode. It doesn't feel forced. It feels like a celebration, and it is a celebration. So why not have two queens lip sync for the win? Two queens that made amazing, and nobody goes home. I don't know. Sometimes I am puzzled when I see such simple things being completely overlooked by whoever is in charge. Nevertheless, one queen has to win. Madonna wins. I'm not complaining. For me, I liked Anitra more. I like both of them, but I liked Anitra's dress more. Then, high, we have Mistress and Anitra. I have no complaints about that. Low, we have Lucy. I would have put Spice low, not Lucy. I thought that Lucy was one of the queens who did the worst, actually. For me, she was the sure bottom. At this point, I was looking at the episode and I was thinking, okay, Lucy's in the bottom for sure. Then it's going to be either Salina or Spice. But no, for production, it's going to be Salina versus Spice. For me, it should have been Salina versus Lucy. And it also worked better because you keep having Spice in there in an episode in which she actually didn't do bad, even though everybody was expecting to be a completely shit show, and she didn't do that bad. So you get to keep her around a little bit more. You get those 8 million viewers a little bit more. It feels justified because she didn't do a bad job after all. And you have 2 queens in the bottom who actually had worst outfits. So again, something that narratively would have worked so well. Because, you know, at the end of the day, if you have a double win, or at least a top 2 and the lip sync for the win, at the end, nobody really goes home. But it would have made so much sense narratively. It's such a lost opportunity. I really, really don't understand what the fuck they are doing. I don't understand it. Papa, nobody used quartz. Oh, yes. 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 Where is it? Where is it? I lost it.
Wow, amethyst is a type of quartz? For that, you can touch my boobies.
There we have it. We gotta have it at least once at every live stream. It's compulsory at this point. Damien, can you believe every episode this season has a featured eliminations? Yes, that's why I'm saying the narrative is very, very linear. It's like World of Wonder, it's listening. Whatever bullshit you have done last year, let's forgive and forget. Let's start bringing back the competition aspect of the show. Let's send queens home. Let's have an actual competition. So, I mean, there is a lot of things that they can still work on to make the show even better. I think that getting rid of shock value and bullshit was a great step forward. Now, let's tackle one issue after the other. I mean, at the end of the day, if they're creating a better show, I am more than pleased about it. So it's not like I need to come on live stream shitting on World of Wonder every single time. That's not my thing. I mean, I like to give honest feedback, and then we can joke about it a little bit, because why not have a little bit of a laugh? Argent, they are whittling down the competition, and now they need all queens to obey production. I think they always obeyed production, apart from, you know, when some queens have something on their faces. So in all of this, we don't really have critiques this episode because Carlson is there, so apparently the judges somehow make it make sense, which I do appreciate, but tune in next week, where the hilarious Ross Matthew will grace us with some well-seasoned manure, because we love a good load of that too. So, looking forward to it. Really, really looking forward to it. Lip sync. What did I think about this lip sync? Well, the song didn't seem like really fitting to a lip sync. I know maybe I have old-fashioned values where every lip sync has to be either high energy or emotional, but I mean, at the end of the day, while I do appreciate sometimes we have a weird choice of songs that are supposed to force the queens to lip sync in an unexpected way, and then it could make sense in that way. I don't think this song is basically a good lip sync song. So the queens are doing the best they could. Spice is actually being funny on stage. Because, I mean, at the end of the day, I think that when you are a millionaire and you are on Drag Race, and you're like, you know what, I don't give a shit about this, let me have some fucking fun, which is a kind of pressure that everybody else has, but it doesn't seem like Spice really had it. She just didn't give a shit at some point. She's just, okay, I'm going to do my thing. You send me home, that's fine, you send me home. I got millions at home and millions of followers. I don't really need this at the end of the day. So I do appreciate when sometimes we have unchained queens. This is the aspect that I enjoyed the most about the twins. Who did better? I think Salina, for obvious reasons. It was like Spice couldn't give less of a fuck. Salina was actually trying to do something with whatever the song, with whatever they were given as a song. So I do agree with the result. This is not my favorite lip sync so far. No. Let's move on. What do you think? Let's move on to the comments because I lost some. Nightmare. My guess is that they already had a bottom 2 planned, the previous bottom queens from the design challenge, and then they committed to it instead of adapting to the circumstances. Yeah, that is one of the problems that we've been having with Drag Race for a good 5 or 6 seasons. They do not adapt to the circumstances anymore, and they don't really realize what like a treasure trove it could be from an entertainment point of view. It takes a little bit more effort. Yes, your product is going to be a little bit more inconsistent. Well, I mean, World of Wonder is a big company now. They are succeeding where everybody else is basically failing. They made hundreds of millions of dollars over Drag Race. You can assert yourself a little bit more. You know, if Paramount wants to come and say, no, we're going to have these queens reach the top and we're going to have the show like this and like that, just raise your head and say, listen, I don't need to sign in with you anymore. Drag Race is a big franchise. I like the collaboration, but I want to do things my way. So you don't get to choose the top. You don't get to choose the elimination order. You can give me some pointers and we can go through it together, but you don't get to decide 100%. Plain and simple. I mean, at some point, business is business. And if your business is Drag Race, don't let a fucking network destroy it. Period. Feifei, I think they eliminated Spice because the Lollapalooza closed their storyline, with her being accepted and loved by her fellow queens. Well, to me, the elimination of Spice, I thought they would have carried her around a little bit more, a couple more episodes. That's what I was expecting, but apparently she was really giving them nothing to work with. So, another thing, because Malaysia, she said that she basically adopted Spice. You know, Mistress adopted Sugar and Malaysia adopted Spice. So these are like the golden parents that everybody is wishing to have. But apart from that, we saw nothing of that storyline at all. I don't think it's ever even mentioned on the show. So the fact that that thing was taken out, I mean, it doesn't really help Spice's edit, because this is something that could have brought more, how can I say, rounded up her character a little bit more, but it was left out. So, I mean, the fact that it wasn't mentioned at all, to me, it told me already she was probably never going to get to the top, apart from everything that I said before as well. But going home so far, no, I wasn't expecting it at all. Mario, in Roscoe's, they discussed that Spice was supposed to go home in the Lollapalooza, but that didn't happen. Oh, I didn't watch that. Since the spoiler thing, I basically ignored anything that is coming from Roscoe's. Like, I don't have them in the suggestions anymore. I try not to read anything because it defeats the purpose. What I would be curious about that is who said it and who are they referencing, because that is something that, you know, being supposed to go home, that's something that needs to come from the production room, apart from personal impressions and, you know, other things. Bacon Boy, the next bowl should be an oil bowl, sponsored by RuPaul's Fracking Farm. But is it organic? That is the important thing. Is it organic? Damien, are you aware of the new Versus the World rumors? No, I am not aware, and after the past Versus the World, I don't think I'm willing to tune in at this point. Because the first one was a complete shit show. The second one, I didn't watch it. So, you know, I shouldn't express opinions about things that I didn't watch. But I can tell you the reason why I didn't watch it. It smells like shit. So I didn't watch it, and I decided not to watch it. So no, I didn't hear anything about it, and I'm not really that much looking forward to it. So let's do one thing at a time. Estella, they should bring Raja to help the girl in a design challenge. That would make so much sense. But then again, you would have to pay Raja more. She doesn't come for free. As she shouldn't. What what do we do? Do we take a pause? Do we shake it up a little bit? And then, do I have a drink? Do I have something? Oh, I have still some tea. Look how healthy I am tonight. Drinking tea instead of cocktails and lime watering myself to the point of losing conscience in front of the screen. But all in all, I liked this episode. Why wouldn't you like it? I mean, it was a good episode. It was a big celebration. We didn't have big loads of bullshit. All of the girls did a reasonable good show. So it was not bad. I did appreciate it. Nelson, top is a clean bottom. Nothing smells like shit. Absolutely. In my fantasy, I am. One bottom to rule them all. And in case you don't know what's happening, I'm basically forcing my partner to go through the extended version of Lord of the Rings. Not the bullshit that we have on Amazon right now. I'm talking about the Peter Jackson movies. The first 3 and only adaptations that I will deem to be called adaptations. So we are watching that. I'm having the time of my life. He is pretending to be interested, as a partner should be. You know, if you can't be interested, just pretend to be interested. But listen. Yes, I do understand. It's a whole thing that lasts for 12 hours. I watched 8 fucking Harry Potter movies with him. 8. And in 2, nothing was happening. It was like 2 hours of nothing happening. So that's how partnership works. I give a little bit to you, and you give a little bit to me. Because as you know, the goddess rewards versatility for a fucking reason. So, now that we have that out of the way, shall we shake it the fuck up and go smoke a cigarette and then come back? Let's shake it up. I'll see you in 5 minutes.
Shake it up. I don't need you to lie. I don't need you to flatter. And your good intentions, they don't really matter. I don't need you to hold me tight or to make it alright. I just need you to shake it, alright, and shake it all night. Shake it up when things start to settle down. Shake it up like it's a snowblow town. The city's like a bottle of sparkling wine. Before I pull it open, let's take some time. Shake it up. Shake it up. You don't need to be chill. I don't ever play it cool. You don't need the right skills. Don't need the right tools. You just need the guts to seize it. To seize it in the middle. You don't exactly know it, but you know it needs a little breaking up. Shake it up. Shake it up. When things start to settle down. Shake it up like it's a snowblow town. The city's like a bottle of sparkling wine. Before I pull it open, let's take some time. Shake it up. Shake it up. These are cynical times. We had to endure so many clinical lines, so little actual cures. When getting money's our religion and love is in need, we sit and watch while our country bleeds. I'm gonna stop trying to get off the hook, and I
Shake that Dida Ritz up. Come on, for All Stars. Dida Ritz for All Stars. Absolutely. She's trying really, really hard. Felicia, I was looking at my program guide for next week, and MTV is sandwiching another show between RuPaul's Drag Race and Untucked, which, coupled with the fact that basically nothing is happening in Untucked anymore, I basically stopped watching. I mean, I still watch it. That's not what I meant. I stopped looking forward to it. Because the fact that we have the guest judges coming in, I mean, unless it's a big, big celebrity, like somebody that everybody knows around the world, someone iconic, like Lady Gaga, for example, then I don't really see the point. I think it distracts a little bit more from the point of Untucked. Then also you have the queens who basically think that Untucked is for crying, and I don't mind that they share their insecurities or stories about their lives. I actually appreciate that, but it feels very not organic, which is a word in English to say it, but I don't know it. But you know what I mean. It feels like very kind of forced. Like, okay, now let's watch Untucked so everybody is crying. So I don't know at this point. I still watch it out of obligation because we come here and we chit-chat about whatever is happening. So if something is really happening, at least I know that it's happening. But I'm not really looking forward to it. Artificial, there you go. It took someone from Belgium to teach me English. Thank you. Inorganic is correct. Inorganic is also correct. But is it? It doesn't feel correct. I don't know why. It feels like not organic food. That's what it feels like. So, let's move on. Do you have any questions, or do we just chit chat about whatever? I'm up for it. I'm fully awake. It's only 1 hour into the live stream, so we have all of the time in the world. What should we talk about? Dida Ritz? Oh, good lord. Damien, Dida spilled about Jeremy Carey at Roscoe's, and it reminded me of season 4 when Untucked was in its prime. I saw it. I saw a clip of that in the what was it? Drag Race Cringe, or maybe it was a drama subreddit. I saw it. That was the general opinion, that it was a real episode of Untucked. No, the thing with Dida was the fact that she was trying really hard to be on All Stars, and we talked about it in the live stream, but I'm sure I will never be able to find out that screenshot. But basically, she had a tweet complaining that we see always the same queens on All Stars, or maybe it was that there were queens returning. I don't remember. But it felt like very desperate. And I do understand that at some point you want to be on All Stars, because All Stars can remake your career, especially if you changed a lot from your original season, especially if you improved a lot. So it can be an interesting experience, not only for the queens, also for the viewers. And it's certainly a great opportunity for a queen that comes from a season from well before the show went actually mainstream. But you don't have to be desperate about it. I mean, for ages, we had best lip sync compilations where Dida Ritz consistently scored in the top 3 of those compilations. That lip sync that she had, the This Could Be lip sync, was definitely a milestone in the history of the show. That's without a doubt. But it's basically just it. She didn't do anything much more notable during the season. She was definitely not in my top 6 or 7 for that season, and she faded a little bit in the background. So, I mean, if you wait long enough, they will sure call you on All Stars. But if you start complaining too much about it, if you start being a little bit of a troublemaker, like calling out World of Wonder because they don't call you and so on and so forth, that it's not the best strategy to be called on All Stars. I mean, as a queen who wants to work with them, you have to suck it up to the boss. You leave other people at calling out the bullshit that goes on. You don't do it. If you want to support that, you can do it behind the scenes. You certainly don't do it in open air, because those people, I mean, at the end of the day, if you get called on All Stars, your booking immediately goes up, you get more visibility, your social media gets more visibility, you get more work, you get more money. So if you want all of this, you need to suck it up a little bit. So this is what I think. And bringing up all drama with Jeremy out of everyone, I mean, can we fucking leave Jeremy alone at this point? It's been so many years. It's been done so dirty. So dirty. It's unbelievable. And for so long. While many queens were thrown under the bus only once and then given a little bit of a chance to redeem themselves. Remember Raja O'Hara, for example. I mean, that's the most recent example that we have. Jeremy was never given this. It was plain thrown under the bus. Everything that could have explained his actions was meticulously taken out of the season, portrayed as a complete piece of shit, which was entertaining from a reality TV perspective, but then again, they left him to rot as if he didn't even exist, and that to rebuild a career from zero. So I'm like, can we fucking leave Jeremy alone? It's been enough. It's been enough. Doesn't even go with the name Fifi O'Hara anymore. He left it behind for a reason. So I don't appreciate that, and I don't appreciate kicking people when they are down. I really do not appreciate that. Damien, it would be a huge missed opportunity if Jasmine Kennedy or Dida Ritz aren't called for an all-star season really soon. Well, I'm not particularly looking forward to Dida at this point, which, by the way, I think goes by the name Dida Swag, if I'm not mistaken. Definitely Jasmine, yes, but I want to wait a little bit more. Like, think of Gigi Good, for example, since this whole live stream has been about Gigi Good. Now it's a perfect time to have Gigi Good on All Stars. This year or next year, it would feel perfect. She had a little bit of time to grow up, find her own self, round up her artistic abilities, and, you know, be ready to show an evolution of herself. These queens need time to evolve, let it sink in, because when you get out of Drag Race, let's face it, they do nothing but work, because you get those 15 minutes only once, then who knows how long you will have to wait for. So you don't really have time to sit for a moment, let it sink in, get some great how can I say, feedback from people who can give you quality feedback and then implement it and grow up. So not yet for Jasmine. I would say let's wait at least a couple more years. And then, yes, I am definitely waiting for Jasmine. I am basically waiting for half of the cast of season 14. That cast was so good. It's not like these queens are not good, but they don't pop out of the screen as much as so many of the season 14 queens did. And the dynamics, I mean, they were so clear and genuine during season 14 that, you know, there's basically not many dynamics that we get to see during this season, which is not to say that they didn't have them. Maybe they have just been edited out. So yeah, I'm really looking forward for seeing the queens for season 14. I'm really looking forward for a redemption season, if we will ever have it. We've been waiting for years, but then again, remember, 3 years ago we were here sitting talking about a possible all-winner season before they even decided they wanted to make one. And we talked about how to do it, why doing it, if it was the elimination format worked, what could you do with it? And at the end of the day, we had it because ideas resonate. I say it, somebody else has picked it up, they start talking about it, and if it's a good idea, people continue to discuss it, and eventually production picks it up and it's like, well, this is a good idea, let's use it. So I'm really looking forward to a redemption season, if we have it. At this point, somehow I don't understand how All Stars gets less audience than the normal season. I don't really understand that. Usually, maybe it's because we have it every year at this point. But it used to be the opposite. I mean, when All Stars 2 came out, it was huge. It was huge. It was only topped by season 9 and the move to VH1. Then again, I'm losing myself. Bacon Boy, we need an All-Stars with Dida, Jocelyn, and Jaden. I do agree with the last two. I will check, when I am a little bit pissed, it passes. At the end of the day, I'm happy if they get an opportunity. But for today, I'm still pissed. So I'm going to say that I will agree on the last two. Felicia, Raja Gemini said doing all winners helped her to add to her fan base. Yes, of course. Of course, I do believe that. I mean, I gotta be honest with you. I thought Raja was iconic, but I would have expected her to be, I don't know, maybe a little bit tired, maybe a little bit not so hungry for making an impression, because at this point she basically have a very well established career. She has regular gigs with World of Wonder. They're doing very well. Everybody knows who Raja is. She does a lot of things that we don't necessarily see. So I was expecting to see this, and then seeing her come out with the same drive that we saw in season 3 after 11 years. I bet that it added to her fan base, because how could it not? Georgie, to quote Bob the Drag Queen, please never have a first out season. It will be awful. Could be true, but then again, Bob is also the one that said that you don't make that much money from fracking. So, Bob makes it make sense 95% of the time. The other 5% is something else. I think a redemption season, if done well, could prove to be incredibly successful and incredibly entertaining. Nelson, All Stars is under the Paramount Plus wall. You are right. There we go. Let's put it here. I still have it from last week. Oh, I didn't change the... Oh, there we go. Kiki time. And Paramount. We love you, Paramount. I was thinking of adopting a dog. I found the perfect dog. Like the perfect dog. Trying to convince my partner. He doesn't seem very convinced. But it's a, it's a complicated dog. He's 10 years old, being in the shelter for 3 years already. Nobody wants him because he's very jealous of his things. And I'm like, you need a lot of patience. I have all of the patience in the world. Come home to me. So we will see what happens about that. We will see what happens. First step, convince the partner to go to the shelter and visit. Just to visit. Just to get an idea. Then, once we are there, I'm sure it will become easier. We will see about that. I will let you know. Felicia, please tap the thumbs up for top RPDR videos. Thank you, Felicia. Yes, give a like to the live stream. We still have time for that. And then we will move on next week. Hopefully, if everything works out. Because, I was on the other channel today. And I was like, okay, I'm setting up the live stream, sending notifications and everything. And then YouTube told me, you cannot live stream. They are not enabled. So I'm like, okay, let's enable them. How do I enable them? We need to verify your phone number. Okay, and they already have all of these things, mind you. When you have a channel on YouTube and you have basically this big account with all of your channels, they know who you are. They know my name. They have my documents. They send me the partner program, so they have my bank account. They have everything already. Yet somehow, if you create a new channel under the same account, you need to go through all of that again, which. I do understand it for monetization. Like, monetization requires that you have a certain number of subscribers, a certain hours of content watched, that you have been on the platform for a certain time. Do not be abused. I do understand that. I don't have a problem with that. But live streaming, you know me. How can you prevent me from live streaming? So I'm like, okay, I enable this, and then I go to set up the live stream, and YouTube told me, well, you need to wait 24 hours from your request to start live streaming. And I'm like, you have you know who I am. You see that I live stream regularly on this channel, so I don't understand what happened. We'll try again next week. We'll try again next week, see where we go. Felicia, all these channels to watch Drag Race is ridiculous. Yes, it's becoming ridiculous, but then again, it's a lot of fucking money, and you know that Paramount is going to be paramounting as much as possible. Hermes, sorry, it's Hermes. I'm thinking about Hermes, you know, the firm. Is it called a firm? Oh God, the fashion thing. When we pass after midnight, my English goes down the drain. Regardless, do you think Jada received a good edit on All-Star 7? I'm not going to complain. I am not going to complain. I thought the whole thing was a little bit fucked up, and at the end of the day, it really, really backfired a little bit. I am happy that she was celebrated. God knows she is not celebrated nearly enough, and you know, I think she's one of the very, very best winners. So, you know, whatever she gets, I'm happy she's getting it. So unless they try to throw her under the bus. But you know, if something like that happened, you would have seen me publish 300 videos already talking about it, analyzing pimples and clothes with sewing being undone on the side to try to realize when it was filmed, and then checking hairstyles and checking birthmarks and everything. So you know how I am when I am completely unleashed. Tile, thoughts on Kyla Says. What do you mean by thoughts on? Hermes, like the luxury fashion brand. Yes. Yes, that's what I was thinking about. Tai, any favorite runways from All-Star 7? I loved Raja's finale look. I think I removed most of what happened during All-Star 7 from my memory. It was a troubled period, not only, you know, because the season was not exactly what I was expecting it to be. There were also other things going on. The only thing that I remember clearly was the second episode, I think, when they had the sewing challenge. And Raja had the best look. Jada is my all-time favorite winner. You clearly have taste. That's why you're called Hermes. You clearly have taste. Blazing, who do you think has more villain potential? Marsha or Lucy? Oh my god, I forgot to do the speculations. Oh, good lord. Fuck. How could I have missed it? I got lost in the lip sync, didn't I? I wanted to shake it up so bad that I completely lost it. Oh god, let's go back to the speculations then. Villain edit. Now, do you remember when we were talking about Rosé, when we were talking about Trinity K immediately on All-Star 6 and so on and so forth, that some queens get a very disjointed edit. We called it the human edit. So while the edit that Lucy is getting could still be the professional, at least that's what she got me with from the moment I saw the first episode. I don't think she really has potential to be a villain. We don't really see the sign for it. We see shady moments, yes. But if you do know what actually goes into work for a villain edit, those signs are not exactly there, because every time she does something, there is a little bit of shade. Yes, we see queens bitch facing and so on, but she always have a chance to come back for it. We see this in the edit, and that's absolutely not part of a villain edit. You never have any redeeming qualities if you have a villain edit, or at least one time out of 99 people get the perception that maybe things are a little bit different. Lucy, it's basically a 50-50 at this point. So at best, it could be a human edit, not a villain edit. Marsha, I still think she has the best potential to be a villain, but watching today's episode, I was thinking, could it be that maybe they are so desperate to create some sort of narrative for the show that they're going to create like a villain-victim dynamic between Marsha and Lucy, with Marsha going more into the villainous part of it. I don't know. At this point, it's really late for a villain edit to actually emerge unless they're going to Utica somebody up. I don't really see a villain. I don't really see a villain edit. So I don't know what's up with that. Talking about who is going home, for me, at this point, Malaysia, Mistress, Marsha, they are all up for elimination. Salina, not yet. She definitely proved that by describing the behind the scene of the challenge, for me, that's the definite proof that she is the narrator. Now, of course, it would have been much easier if I actually had the confessional charts so that we could see exactly how many narrating confessionals there are and pinpoint this out 100%. But apart from that, I think it's too soon for Salina. Maybe she will last a couple more episodes. For me, Malaysia, Mistress, and Marsha are the most probable one to go home. I don't think Lucy is going home. For me, she is the fourth queen. Somebody else, no, sorry, not, oh, good Lord. Oh, yes, Mistress, because we have the two options, remember. We have the two options. We only have space for one big girl. So either one of the two has to go. It's just as simple. Either Malaysia rises or Mistress goes home for shock value. I don't think Mistress is going home. Like, I don't think that, but I think it's probable. It's a very real possibility. So I said it. It's a very real possibility. Then we'll see what happens. But yes, one of the two has to go home. So, what's going to happen? I have no idea. This season is incredibly confusing to me, probably because I don't have my charts to help me like I usually do. But there you have it. Those are my speculations. Nightmare. I think they're going to give Marsha a Utica edit. I really hope not. I don't think Marsha had any mirror moment so far. Oh, by the way, Malaysia had already a mirror moment. Let's not forget about that. With Mistress. What was I saying? Oh, yes. I don't wish a Utica edit on anyone. Like, that shit was dirty. It was dirty as hell. I will never go over that. And it's not like I mean, I like Utica, but I'm not like mad about Utica. But I am mad about the sort of editing. I mean, do you remember when Money Love came out pretending that Utica was offending her and was fat shaming her? It was a fucking roast, yet Money Love decided to push that narrative. And I mean, I don't believe that she really believed it. I believe that she was paid to act like that. And being Money Love, of course, she took the money and of course she went with the narrative. So I'm telling you, if Nicole Byer was there, she wouldn't have done any of that kind of shit. And by the way, at the time, she came out on Twitter defending Utica, which to me speaks volumes. Now that we have that out of the way, Estella, the winners lately have been really good, like Jada, Willow, and possibly Sasha. I do agree with that, but it's also implied in your message that anyone before that was not that good. And need I remind you, before that, we had Evie. Don't forget Evie. We had Aquaria, which, by the way, was a mouthful. Props to Aquaria. So, you know. But yes, I do agree that, you know, the Essence of Beauty is one of the best winners lately. Of course. Hermes, Mistress is one of the top 4 in my dreams. In mine too. I'll be very honest about it. In mine too. Tyel, in my fantasy, Mistress already won season 13, which means we would get to see Sasha again very soon. But I think Sasha is really, really our winner. I think that's what they're going to go with. Because remember, you can be anything in the United States media, but not fat. You cannot be fat. You cannot even say the word. I mean, we are at a point where we have to actually reclaim the word fat. We have to reclaim it, which to me is unbelievable. But then again, point of fact, this is where we are. Damien, do you think Marsha is messy? Not necessarily. The idea that I got during Untucked is that she can be really, really smart, and she's holding herself back a lot. Like a lot. She has all of the potential to be portrayed as very, very messy if she lets go. Because she is not amused by what she's seeing, by what's happening. And that was the perception that I got while watching Untucked. That's really what I didn't get. Paul, how is Lux not... This is interesting. Wait a moment, the chat skipped. How is Lux not a villain? She antagonized Malaysia. Well, that depends on your definition of villain edit. Because based on the way I define the concept, the way we examined it during the years, there are a specific set of signs that defines what a villain edit is and how it's carried on, and how it can be actually recognized for what it is. Those signs are not there for Lux. Now, if you have an impression that she is not particularly likable, that's because maybe you don't really like her, and it's completely fine. You don't have to like everybody. The point is, just don't reach out to people to tell them that you don't like them. But I mean, at the end of the day, we are still allowed to like whoever we like, and we can vent, we can talk about things. That's why we have live streams, that's why we have Discord. So at least you get to vent a little bit, but we don't do it on these people's pages while they're working. That's the whole point. House of Down Boots, work fat. Thank you. I am working and I better work. Bacon Boy, do you think Marsha could go home without a mirror moment? I would hate if that happened. It could be if she gets Uticanned. Let's coin the new term. Uticanned. It's like you get canned, but it's not just any kind of can. It's a Uticanned. So if she gets Uticanned, yes, it's possible. It's a very real possibility. It's a very real possibility. Watermelon, I think there's no more villain edit because every person gets more sides of their personality shown. I would have said the same thing, especially after what happened to Rita. Good Lord, that was the worst we have ever reached with this show. So by that point, I wished World of Wonder would have kind of put their foot down and say, okay, we cannot continue to do this shit like this. We seriously need to reconsider a couple of our priorities. But then again, remember Jen and how she was basically gaslighted during the entire season. I spent hours, not just me, also we had viewers from the channel helping me with the confessional because it was too much work to do in a week, to track down everything and realize that they plucked confessionals that were refilmed in order to create this whole storyline that she was trying to throw people under the bus, and then they told, oh, it's too much, oh, it's not enough, and you are completely gaslighting a person that believes 100% in what you are saying. So I'm like, was it as bad as with Britta? I mean, we're basically choosing the worst of two evils at this point, but at least it was a tiny bit better, but it was by no means good. at all. What made it Britta's thing worse is that she was paired with a victim, and not just any victim, but a queen who was a bedroom queen at the time that was coming out of her shell, that was learning to perform as a drag performer, that was going on Drag Race, that was still learning. That was terrible to watch. That was terrible. So, and I'm not trying to minimize what happened to Jen, but at least it was a little bit better, nowhere near the level where we should be. So, I still look out for villain edits, and I thought they were going for something like that last season with Alyssa Hunter. That's why, like, immediately the moment the episode came out, I made a video, I described everything that happened around her edit, and my words were, I hope that I am wrong. I hope that I am wrong, but in case I am not, these are all of the signs that you should look at to recognize what's going on there. Then, fortunately, she went home really, really graceful and gave them nothing to work with. But, last season, episode 1, I was like, oh my god, this is going to be Britta and Aiden all over again. And I'm not sure I want to go through that. Nelson, the new villains are delusional, overconfident, and outspoken. Never a complete villain anymore. I hope so. Also because villains don't really exist. So, people like to consume them on media, but then again, these are not actors, these are people. Felicia, I had this thought that the late hate spewed out at the queens on social media are paid bots, but I don't know. Well, that you are opening the Pandora's box, because they're... How can I say this? You know what? I'm preparing my first video for Drag Money. I will explain it in there. I don't agree. I don't think it's bots. I don't think that the Drag Race fan base is old enough to understand how to work with all of that stuff. So I don't really want to think that there are people in their 30s and 40s and 50s creating bot farms to shit on other people because they try to give them a show. So I'm positive like that, I know. So no, I don't really think so. But I do believe that something is happening. I don't know what yet. Tayel, do you think that the 3 stars given away in All Stars were pre-planned? It seemed out of nowhere. I thought everything was pre-planned. Like literally everything. I give the ordinary seasons more of a benefit of the doubt, but in All Stars, where you have established performers that could show you the middle finger, especially on All Winners, they can show you the middle finger and say, you know what, you don't have the queens to create a season. So if you want me in, I want some form of guarantee, any form of guarantee. So I think we already had I don't remember exactly what it was, but we talked about something about, oh yes, the queens that were surprised that nobody was going home. But then there was something that didn't really work out. I don't remember what it was. I think it was in one of the reviews that I did 2 reviews for All Stars before I gave it up. But I think it was in there. I think a lot was pre-planned. The 3 stars given away probably was a possibility on the table, being like, okay, if we are really, really out of options because we need to, we cannot create a situation in which Georgina Chacha wins the suing challenge with something created in 5 minutes. We cannot do that because this is all winner seasons. These are established professionals. So we always have that options. So yes, I think they always had that option. Then the fact that they decided to actually use it might be depending on the fact that they try to let the season evolve by itself a little bit more. A little bit more. See, I died at Paramount. Bless. Listen, it took an hour to make this. because I'm not good at photoshopping. So it took me an hour. I'm going to use it as much as possible. And also, that's where you can watch All Stars. So in a way, Paramount, I'm also giving you free publicity. Aren't you happy? I mean, good Lord. Let's have a little bit of tea. Is it cold? Is my tea cold? Yes, it's cold. It's cold tea. Yeah. Yeah, but then again, who serves it hot anymore? Chat, you still there? Is the chat alive? Everybody went to bed already? I'm here. Hey, Sen. I know what we need to wake up. I got just the thing.
Wait.
Top is definitely gonna use that in the next video.
There we go. Are you awake? Is everybody awake? Jills, what time zone are you in? I think GTM +1. I think that's what it's called. It's midnight and off here. Midnight and off. Weasel, iconic song performance. It is. That's why I keep repeating it. Like, I don't even take it out of my streaming software anymore. Like, it's ever present and it's always there next to Amethyst is a type of quartz, Shake It Up, and the Cryptiques. That's where it belongs. Period. Edie needs to work on it. Yeah, oh my god, that was amazing. It was real fun last live stream. Also because Edie can be messy in the best way. House of Down Boots, we are in the same time zone. Who knows? Maybe you are living next to here, wherever here is. Sometimes I'm thinking, good lord, I'm here screaming into a microphone because you let me give you a picture of all of this, okay? So you are probably used to, big YouTubers, people who are prepared, people who know what they're doing, they have a studio, whatever it is. And that's how maybe you watch the live stream. In reality, it's me in the study where a ton of shit everywhere because we have this huge desks and that's where we work. So they are huge and there is shit everywhere. Then it's me with my destroyed laptop, the giant screen next to it, by the way. Thanks for the people on Patreon 2 years ago. That's what I bought with their support. And there is me in my pajama pants screaming into a microphone until 2 in the morning with the blinds kept down as if it would contain the sound in the room. That's what's behind the illusion. And good thing that you don't see me. Good thing that you don't see me because I'm literally due for a haircut for like 3 weeks now. Probably 4. Make it 4. Damien, was that Fantasia I heard? Was it Fantasia? No, I think she is getting laid at this point. That's what she does when she's not here, right? Blazing, Edie called me a rich white lady last Friday. I'm officially in love. Oh, Vasco, I get we need to make sure that the fan base doesn't attack Mistress, but I'm sick of hearing how she has a good heart every episode. Well, I think deep down she has. She likes to be messy, she likes to poke a little bit, but at the end it's all done in good heart. I mean, I don't do it because I feel the need to defend the edit. The edit, it's a pretty good edit. I do it because I do genuinely enjoy that kind of persona, if you will, because I am the same way with the people that I like. I like to be shady. I like to stir the pot, and it's all in good heart. So I connect to that. Fulani, do you think Irene would have been the narrator of the season if she would have stayed longer? No, the villain. No, she was the villain. Irene was the villain. She was all out and she was ready. And girl, they cut her out. What a loss. What a loss. Sen, your setup is iconic. And I love the PJ pasties. Well, if RuPaul's can wear them while filming Drag Race, I can certainly wear them while hiding behind a switched off camera while doing my live streams. That's it. Uvi Jays, who is your favorite Drag Race YouTuber? That's a great question. I have two, and they both stopped doing YouTube videos. One was Kimberly Clark, and the other one was Melania Decade. Those are my absolute all-time favorite, which is a pity that they are not really making content anymore, but they were really unique, like really unique. You can look at this queen and realize what they're doing, nobody else is doing. And if they are even get close, they don't have a hinge of the creativity that they have. So yeah, those are my all-time favorite. Then there are people who I don't necessarily enjoy watching everything that they do, like it's, for Kimberly and Melania. But I do respect as creators, as people who work hard. And I mean, these are the people that I am closer to. These are people that I talk to. So you should know who they are at this point. Weasel, Fantasia indeed says Top is definitely gonna use that in the live stream. Yes, she said it. That's why I kept it. Fulani, should we start a GoFundMe for your partner's noise cancelling earphones? Well, I could never, ever, ever afford something that, a study, like something separate or a house. No, it's good. He has earplugs. Earplugs? Yes. Earplugs, and that's good enough. He has an internal clock that helps him to wake up, but, depending if my pussy is particularly on fire and we're having a 14 hours live stream, sometimes I wake him up when it's time to wake up. Damien, I just got read in the Discord server for being a wallflower. And that's maybe because you are secretly, aren't you? Tell me the truth. What's a wallflower? That's the question. That's a term that I heard already. I don't know what it's like. Snowflake. Is that the meaning of it? Because to me, wallflower, it reminds me of wallpaper. That's, I don't know. Tayel, Yuki Lee has also retired for the moment. Yes. Which is understandable. It's really understandable. I do understand it. I was on the brink of retiring as well, and I know exactly the feeling and I know exactly the problems. Fulani, how do you think Sugar and Spice will be associated with RuPaul's Drag Race now? I don't think DragCon or All Stars. I think it depends a lot on the twins. Because, all publicity is good publicity. So for the show to be associated with a new form of media, which is TikTok, and a new platform, of course, and doing, all of this through Sugar and Spice, it's still good publicity, especially if you have them under contract. So unless Sugar and Spice don't want to, I think they will keep being associated with the show, at least for the contractual obligation, at least. So yes, I do think they will be on DragCon. On All Stars, that depends. That really depends. Depends on the girls, not on World of Wonder. I'm sure they're looking forward to have them again. Estella, Top was the drag mom of Yuki. No, not really. Not really. I think he started creating a couple of years after me. I'm basically the grandpa of drag race content on YouTube. So no, I was not his drag mom. I mean, how can the arranged queen being anybody's mom? Think about it. Fulani, wallflower means boring. Oh, good lord. Arjun said it. Well, don't think about anything that Arjun said. I mean, if you have seen the guy, you would be like, he's claiming to be a doctor. Think about that. And he has a collection of quartz. Since he's not here, let's talk shit about him. Nelson, the twins have the upper hand. Exactly. Crimea River. I know it's been a while, but do we still continue the tradition that it's the time to shit on Jan? Well, that was a thing of All Stars. We don't do that anymore. I mean, if they start shitting on people the way that, the shit on Jan thing was my attempt to kind of lighten the mood around this. Because, when you have villain edits like that, you can either get upset about it, you can do something about it, but at the end of the day, if you want to feel a little bit better, you can ridicule the edit, Because sometimes people, they get tired after a while, and I do understand it. I mean, I review this, I do get tired at times, so I do understand that people get tired of it as well. But since it's happening, why not have a little bit of fun with it? Why not making it iconic for a little while, And you know that I like this kind of shit. Every season I have something new comes along, so I love the shit on Jan. It felt like one of those 80s show where they give out money and then they call the prize or whatever it is. That's what was a nod. Who is your favorite queen on this season so far? I have been particularly in love with Sasha and Mistress, and I'm not going to complain about it. The one that left me the most curious was Amethyst. I wanted to see more of Amethyst. I think she was packing a lot. She could have been an excellent underdog for this season. I think it was a big missed opportunity. I don't mean to shit on Marsha, but she's not given that much screen time, and whatever we are seeing, it's there. So I thought if they switched the two queens, it would have been more entertaining. It would have been a good production decision. Absolutely. Vato, the twins probably have a contract than other of the contestants. You mean a different contract? It's a possibility, but somehow I don't think so. Send the grandpa of YouTube. Yes, unfortunately, but yes. Tai, Green Gay and Kayla are really great. Well, honestly, I really don't like both of them, especially Green Gay. He is so annoying. The guy is so annoying. I'm joking, of course. I'm joking. Fulani, see you all next week. Thank you for coming. We are going to be on a new channel, possibly, next week. We'll see about that. Vato, we only see Marsha rolling her eyes. Yes, that's the edit. That's the edit that she's getting. I would replace Selena with Marsha at 1:18:31. What? Oh, you're talking about maybe the speculations. Okay, this is a late comment. She's also a type of quartz. I heard that. I don't know where, but I heard something like that. It would be good if I could recall.
Wow, amethyst is a type of quartz? For that, you can touch my boobies.
Shade. Yeah, I'm joking. Come on, I'm joking. I'm joking. Green Gay is doing amazing, and he deserves all of that. He's doing really, really, really good. And you don't even know everything. What we saw with the Butterface, and that's not the whole story. So he's doing very well, deservingly so. And Kayla learned to not be so direct, which is a good thing. Crimea, clip that. We'll see you at court and actually Green Gay's attorney. Clip it and send it without context. Girly, which queen is the least produced this season? I would go with Madonna. She seems very, very little produced. Everybody else, they are very much aware of the game. So I'm going to go with Madonna, and I'm going to go with Malaysia. Madonna and Malaysia are the most, I don't want to say genuine, because it would imply that everybody else is not genuine, and that's not what I mean. But it feels like they don't really care about playing the game. Well, everybody else, you can see, even Mistress, she knows exactly which kind of game it's being played in there, and she plays up the game. So I'm going to go with Madonna and Malaysia. They seem the most straightforward, I would say. Nightmare, Gigi is also kind of cute. Would love to share a joint with him. Gigi? Who's Gigi? Oh, Green Gay, okay. My God, stop thirsting about people, good lord. Especially if they are unattainable. There is loads of people on Grindr. You have more of a chance. House of Down Boots. A moment that stuck with me for some reason from the Untucked was Amethyst comforting Spice before Sugar's elimination, when she mirrors her and says, yes, it is a hard decision. This was surreal and deep. That was one of the most honest Untucked that we had this season. Nelson, I wish Madonna looked better out of drag. Oh my God, you're so shady. You are so shady. Go all the way to the other side of the river after everybody told you that there was no such thing as the other side of the river, and then we will see how you look. I don't mean it. I don't need it. I don't want it to come. Like, you know, I'm reading you. But Feifei, if she's not a villain, what's Marsha's storyline going to be? She's not a narrator, and she's lasted too long to get Robin Fierce. You mean Candy Hode? But we can say Robin Fierce. Why not? We talked about Candy for years at this point. Who is she? Well, she is the Deda Ritz of the season, so that we can have it full circle. Nightmare, don't clock me on my thirst. I will. Tai, Grandpa Top is teaching the kids how to behave on YouTube. Chat Fed, Green Gay, Kyla, and Yuki. Girly, did you come and sneeze at the same time with... Oh my God, Girly, no. No. Here is somebody who was there when I had my review with Yuki. Oh, good Lord. Oh, good Lord. No, it didn't happen, no. It's not an experience that I'm actually looking forward to. Why didn't I even read that before reading it out loud? I'm aging, guys, I'm aging. I'm not young anymore. Weasel, this chat is getting down and dirty, and for once it's not me. Which is refreshing. which is refreshing for once. But then again, Weasel, you're still living at home with your parents. So let's not pretend like everything changed from a moment to another. Are you giving that Harry Potter wand? What's a wand? What are we talking about? Damien, what was that discussion about pasta on Discord yesterday? Well, we were basically reading Weasel the House Down Boots. And he was trying to convey the idea that he exactly knew how to cook, you know. So he was trying to describe how he made pasta. And it made no sense. Like, from the beginning to the end, he didn't get one thing right. So if you had that, you would have a squishy, mushy pasta with dried meat inside of it. And somehow, some kind of sauce that's, lingering in there, like Marsha on this season, it's there. Nobody knows what it's doing, but it's there. So that was the pasta thing. Tai, can I get Sasha and Kylie as my parents? If you pray long enough. Oh, good Lord. I lost my composure. I'll never be glamour. I'll have to deal with that. Euphoria, do you think that the lip sync for the latest episode was fair? Putting my biases aside, I really think that production wanted to get rid of Spice for some reason, and to me, it could have been a double sachet. I do agree on the double sachet. I don't know how much of that was the Queen's fault. And to me, at first glance, it looked very fair. We didn't have, intrusive confessionals or that were too intrusive, especially for queens who were actually lip syncing. I didn't see that many reaction shots, and overall the timing seemed balanced. But I mean, I haven't even finished the video for the previous lip sync, so I have no idea about this one. First impression, I thought it was fair, and I wouldn't have complained also if they sent both of them home. Weasel, not this public expose. You know you deserve it. You know you deserve it. Have you finished watching Thailand? I finished watching season 1, like last year. I haven't tackled season 2 yet. Alicia, what I love about Sasha Colby on Drag Race is that, you mean Madonna, is that she isn't afraid to be seen barefaced. She's being her authentic self and doesn't give a shit about what anyone thinks. I mean, every face tells a story. And, I know that everybody likes to see the blank canvas that it's pushed onto us as what we should consider beauty. But I personally like to see a story in people's faces. And the good thing about that, it's that it's perfect just the way it is. Weaselman for Pastagate. It's going to be why didn't I record that conversation? I know I should have recorded it. Estella, speak some Spanish for us. Poya. That's it. Gregory, I have a theory that in the last episode, Spice was replaced with... Oh my god, bitch, I thought the same thing. How could I forgot that? When she left at the end of the episode, she said something like, I'm going to be happy to be reunited with Spice. And I was like, oh, bitch, no, please tell me you did it. Please tell me that you are so fucking crazy that the moment one of the two was eliminated, she colored her hair and replaced her. Please tell me that happened. It happened in my fantasy. It happened in my fantasy. That's the only timeline that exists for me. And I'm going to stick it at that. Feifei, which lip sync won the poll? It was the three-way triple lip sync. Lux versus Jax versus Anitra. And even though I haven't even finished my charts yet, I can tell you, Jax was done really dirty. Jax was done really dirty. Sen, can I be the higher supreme of being the Senbol called deity over Mamaru? I want to be a deity. You are, in your own right, but, you know, Mamaru is Mamaru, unfortunately. Or fortunately, depends from the point of view. Did you see Blair Sinclair's Twink Death? No, I have no idea what that is. Weasel, Top is going to be recording the entire game nights now. No, not the game nights. The game night is too messy. But I do like when we, you know, reunite to Kiki for like a little bit, and it happens at random, you know, like yesterday it was really random. I was on Discord and I saw that there were people in the actual voice chat, so I thought, oh my god, this is a perfect occasion to shit on Weaselman. So I joined and we collectively started shitting on Weasel. But it was all in good heart. It was all in good heart. And I'm not going to repeat everything that went down with that, I promise. Gregory, spice that not so. It was sugar. I bet my amethyst on that. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's time. What is it? It's been like an hour. It's time.
Wow, amethyst is a type of quartz? For that, you can touch my boobies.
You know, it was coming. It was coming. Twink death is when someone stops being a twink. Oh, then no, I have no idea. I have no idea. Shit on Whistleman. Ooh, Armature season is back. Do you know that Sen was reading you the hell down on Discord? Like, that was the best read in ages. I wish I was there, but I was at hockey game serving the girls. Oh, you were working. That's good. Wait, is amethyst a type of quartz? Of course, amateur, you're late. You're always late. Nelson, is it true that RuPaul's performance was choreographed by the same person who did the pregnant Rihanna Super Bowl performance? Oh my god, that's a mouthful. I have no idea, but, you know, the word choreographed. It's like, I respect the audacity behind it. Oh, shit. I don't know why they do that. I don't know. I mean, unless they are trying to make it cringe, like they're riding the way of cringiness. And if you know how unhinged RuPaul really is in her own social media, then it would make sense. But, I mean, imagine a casual viewer that doesn't know anything about this, and they're like, why is there a vroom on stage? Not knowing the words? And what is she wearing? Estella, are you watching the pit stop? I am not. My partner is. Every episode. I watched the first episode out of curiosity. It was really entertaining. And they really, like, you can really see that they know how to make it look like everything is 100% genuine. Like, Bianca is amazing. Like, it really looks like she's not being paid to say the things that she's saying. Which, I mean, it's a job, okay? It's a job. You are making money out of that. If you're paid to shill, you will shill. Then you can do it your own way. You can do it, however you want. You just do the job. And if you do it convincingly, then you are good at the job. Girly, Mamaru deserved better. I cannot agree more with that. I mean, I'm all in to have a good laugh. I am all in, RuPaul, she has an interesting side to herself. So I'm all into that. I'm all in for the joke. But at the very end of the day, Mamaru is a look queen, okay? You cannot have her looking like that. I think it's incredibly unprofessional. Johnny, Bianca is amazing at the pit stop. It's really entertaining, yes. When I catch things from my partners, it feels like, oh, well, what's happening? Let me see. But then I remind myself, don't watch it, because if you start watching it, then you will get sucked in from, that point of view, and you will lose your own. That's also one of the reasons why I don't really watch any other kind of Drag Race video. Aching Blush, she could have hired the same dance double from the Christmas special. You survived the Christmas special. Props to you. Mad props to you. I tried to watch it and I couldn't. I really, really couldn't. It was a whole shilling for RuPaul's Christmas music, and I'm like, girl, I can barely survive the normal music, not the Christmas one, please. The only thing that we want that has anything to do with Christmas and RuPaul is the deranged queen singing that all I want for Christmas is Ru. And that's as far as I'm going to go. Feifei, I'm watching several review show, but not the pit stop. I watched the first few episodes, but it got way too boring and canned. Well, for me, it's more of a point, like, what's interesting to me? Is there somebody out there that can show me the show from a perspective that would be interesting for me? And there is really not. So I don't have that much interest in watching other reviews to begin with. She's a supermodel of the world. She still is, and she still got it. Ain't nobody saying she doesn't. Nelson, why can't they CGI legs on RuPaul's performances? I like when it starts getting 1 a.m, we get completely unhinged. Like, completely. Stella, Raja could give her outfits to Mamaru after she dies. Oh my god. My god. Nobody wants to survive their children. Faye, I feel like I'm getting all of the good parts of the pit stop from the clips on Twitter and TikTok. Maybe because you probably are. Ru was dressed for Christmas. I don't like Zaldi. No. Boot. All of it. Hire Marco. That's it's not only deserved, they also have style. Jacob, we need the entire judging panel on coffee enemas again. That was entertaining. When RuPaul is unhinged, it's really entertaining. I mean, she still got it. Mama still got it. Apart when she's trying to gaslight everybody, she still got it. Damien, the lip sync episode was Bianca's favorite since there was no emotional mirror time. Did she say mirror time? Did it say mirror moment? Did we make them become a thing? Like, do people say the words mirror moments? Because I'm very proud of that if it is. Okay, dude, not the pit stop being almost as long as the episode of Drag Race. How come Drag Race got shorter, yet the pit stop got longer? Does the pit stop air on the WoW Plus channel on the RuPaul's Drag Race channel? Because tend to believe, well, Well, my best bet is that the RuPaul's Drag Race channel is a joint venture between World of Wonder and Paramount. I need to remove this fucking Paramount. We had it long enough. That way they both make money. But if it's on World of Wonder, then only World of Wonder makes money. So... And by the way, the episodes are 40 minutes long. My live streams are usually 3 to 4 hours long. I mean, granted, the review is usually 40 minutes, 1 hour. Sometimes when we are really diving into things, it can be more than that. But then again, there is also a component of explaining things every time. And that's, one of the downsides, that you always need to explain, you always need to put context, because not everybody knows everything. There are people who just come and join a live stream for a first time. So that's basically it. Damien, I'll never stop harassing you about Disasterina's season 10 audition tape, by the way. I started watching it while going to bed, and then I fell asleep while she was snorting boiling water. And I was like, okay, yes, this is good. This is getting good. And then I fell asleep. Girlie, Mamaru could win against Spice and Sugar in lip sync. Well, she's not running anywhere. That is for sure. Kat, do you think Todrick was supposed to choreograph Ru's dance number? Until his show got embarrassing. No, I don't think that World of Wonder wants anything to do with Miss Todrick. I think they got very, very conscious of the backlash, and they tend to steer away from other people's bullshit. So, no, I don't think so. I don't think he actually has any chance at the moment of being rehired by production. Not when you have queens like Alyssa Edwards and Laganja, who could do an amazing job coming as guests. Not to mention Jamal. Jamal is great at choreographing. It's actually one of the best that we had so far. So when we have all of these talents, we don't need somebody like Todrick, and I certainly, surely not appreciate it. Nightmare, the first pit stop episode was longer than the episode at 45 minutes, but from 2 episodes onwards, it got reduced to 30 minutes, and then it makes sense. The premiere, there is a little bit more going on. It was 2 episodes. Nelson, RuPaul's air inspiration this season are the Founding Fathers and the Queen of England. Yeah, I don't know what it's about so many white wigs. It seems like that critique from Max didn't really hold up in time, did it? Because she's wearing so many white wigs. It's not that it's not fitting, it is. But, I like a little bit of variety, because at this point, whenever RuPaul graces the stage, what we have is basically Raven's face on RuPaul, white hair and shitty outfits. So, I get it. We have a new intro to the runway. But then again, for fuck's sake. Estella, I would like to see Ru more in punk runways. Some from back in the day were stunning. I agree with that. But there was an incredible artist behind it. In my fantasy, Mamaru still got it, but her love for money overall. Well, she said at some point that she was spending a ton of money in outfits. I think it was around season 7 or season 8. No, probably it was around season 8. Damien, how much do you think they'll be upping the prize money for All Stars? I think they will keep it to 200,000. For me, a season of Drag Race should be 300,000. It would feel fair. And or they can keep it at 200,000, but then I would give every queen $25,000 for preparing for Drag Race. Like, you get it. You are cast, you get it. Then if you go home first episode, it's no problem. But for me, they should get that money because it's too expensive. It is too expensive to go on Drag Race. And they don't even make these fucking auditions months in advance. I mean, yes, it takes months to go through the audition process. What I mean is that these queens need to have at least a couple of months from the moment that they receive the list of runways to the moments in which they actually have to be on set filming. Because otherwise you are forcing them to spend a shitload of money, being stressed the fuck out to prepare, asking a ton of favor. Queens that can sue, either they go to the speed of light, like Raja or Bianca, or they're basically fucked and they have to choose to what they can invest time on. I mean, for me, the prize money at 200,000, it starts getting okay. 250, $250,000 would have been perfect. A little bit of a price for the second and third, absolutely. But the most important thing for me is that queens don't go into debt in order to prepare for Drag Race, because it's not guaranteed that you're going to make the money back. Kat, Todrick was a joke. I can't stand it. Here. Jacob, do you think they'll ever have a Dragula contestant as a guest judge? No. It will never happen. It happened the other way around, so it would be amazing to see someone like Sigourney Beaver on the show. It would, but I don't think so. I don't think there is good blood between the two shows, and I think it's there for a reason. I mean, a show like Dragula, if you can get past, if you don't like horror, then ignore anything that I'm going to say. But if you do like horror and you see what's actually happening on Dragula, I think it's pretty clear which show is genuinely celebrating us, which show is being genuinely creative, which show is showing that, yes, it's a business, but heart comes first. So, no, I don't think so. I don't think there's any chance, not at the moment. Felicia, Jamal is busy on the road with the Vegas show. Oh, good for him. Good for him. I bet that pays a shitload more than appearing a couple times on Drag Race. Damien, remember when the season 9 winner was rewarded a year's supply of burgers even though she's a vegan? Remember when Pearl won a fucking trip to New York even though she was living there? I mean, those were golden times. Those were golden times. But at least when shit like that happened, it was not only fun, but it also reminded you that yes, there is a random component to all of this, because shit like that was not supposed to happen. The only way that it could have happened is if you let it happen by itself. If you didn't have, everything programmed already. Good Lord. Feifei, not the first to say it, but ideally queens would get a budget just for looks. I've been saying this for almost 3 years. No, it's been a good 3 years at this point. So don't worry. We have been saying it collectively for ages. If we continue to say it, maybe it will happen. Stella, do you think that the first winners of Drag Race were the correct choice back in the day? Well, while I will give you both opinions. I will give you the opinion that I had at the time and the opinion that I have today. For me, at the time, I thought Nina Flowers was more deserving, mostly because I was pissed at BB for eliminating Ongina. That was the main reason. Because looking back, I think BB's win was very well deserved. For season 2, at the time, I thought Raven was the winner. But then again, looking back, I do agree with the winner again. Season 3, I agreed with Raja back in the day and today. Season 4, I was all in whatever was happening. Looking back, maybe it was time to give Latrice her crown. That was the best chance they had. And season 5, 6, I do agree with what happened. Season 7, that was, for me, Ginger should have won season 7, and I will hold up to that. Not to mention that we could have had Violet for an All-Stars, which would have been amazing. I mean, imagine All-Stars 5 if we also had Violet Chachki in there. Or maybe even All-Stars 4. That would have been amazing. Orchidue, did you see Spice's tweet about Michelle Visage dragging him to her makeup artist? Got back to Spice that Michelle was talking shit on the regular about her dislike for No, I have seen none of that. But, I mean, I do believe that. I mean, the twins couldn't give less of a shit about, being in the show's good grace. They basically already made it. So if they want to call them out, they will call them out. They have that luxury. Good Lord. Girly, I didn't mind for horror, but Dracula won me over down. Won me over down? She won you over. It. Good Lord. Nightmare Production cackled when they were planning the winner the night before. The runway before those wins. Good Lord. Well, it was magical times. Bibi deserved the win. She was a bitch, but her drag was amazing. Well, it was such a different time. I cannot even begin to describe how it felt to see Drag Race back in the day. I mean, I watched season 1 actually after season 3, but season 2 I watched it back in the day. I mean, and there was nothing like that. Nothing like that existed. YouTube had just basically started. There was something going on, yes, but nothing like today. And television was still the thing. I don't even think Netflix was a thing back in the day. Subscription services. I mean, Drag Race as a legacy, it's undeniable. Girly, Katya was probably the most well-rounded queen for season 7. I get why many people thought she could won season 7 or All-Stars 2. Well, when All-Stars 2 came out, everyone pretty much knew that Alaska was the winner. I think it was the worst part of watching All-Stars 2 that all in all was an excellent season of the show, and probably arguably the best season of All Stars so far. That was the only problem, yes, that everybody knew that Alaska was going to win, that the show was not going to take any chances with it, and it was a messy season, but it was very entertaining to watch. Absolutely. Johnny, Drag Race is totally different. It's a different show. It's a different show. It's nothing like what it used to be. Partly because times have changed. So we have a lot of queer media today. So by comparison, that already takes a little bit away from the show. It doesn't have the... it doesn't look so innovative anymore. But I think also the quality of Drag Race itself really went downhill. They stopped taking chances. They stopped being creative. They are resting on pretty. And when you rest on pretty, what awaits you, it's a slow death. Which, it's good for investors, I guess. Better a slow death than tanking, like the stock price of Tesla. But what can you do? Stella, season 3 as the best top 3 in my opinion. There are loads of good top 3. For me, I would have to say season 6. That was my best top 3 ever. Damien, Raven being called a shady queen for behaving badly, yet Tyra receiving backlash for it was puzzling. Well, honestly, when I was watching season 2, there was this guy that was reviewing it. Not even on YouTube, he was doing it on a blog. If you read it, it held up so well. My God, it's so good. It's so good, and it's completely unhinged. But I did agree that it was like we have 2 villains in the top 2. I was like, what the fuck is this? And it was refreshing. It was really refreshing. It was so original from a narrative point of view, having 2 villains lip syncing against each other. It was amazing. Back in the day, I thought, well, since I have to decide between these 2, personally, I liked more the kind of redemption storyline that they created for Raven. But if we take that apart, I think that the moral winner of season 2, I'm not going to say it. Yes, I'm going to say it. It's Jessica Wilde. That was not having Jessica Wilde in the top 3. I mean, but we had so many amazing queens in season 2. It was unbelievable. It was unbelievable. Jeremy's edit was annoying, especially when RuPaul was shitting on her in the reunion. RuPaul has shit on so many people during reunions at this point. Good lord. Alicia, I know I am in the minority, but All Stars 1 is my favorite. Well, not mine. Not mine. The nice thing, let me say something nice about All Stars 1, because we always talk a lot of shit about All Stars 1, never actually say the good things about it. So let's do it for once. I thought it was very out there. Like, they were doing things and they were not giving a shit about it. They had a shitty format. It looked like they didn't have anything planned at all. They just said, you know what, let's do this. And it was very random and very entertaining. Storytelling wise, it was a shit show. Yeah. Damien, all hail the true winner of Drag Race Season 2, Jessica Wilde, aka the Chicken Queen. Yes. My God, do you remember there was this mini challenge in Season 2? It was called Chicken or What? And the queens threw up during the mini challenge. Like, they had a bucket that was next to them. Like, production already knew that it was going to happen. So the queens had buckets. They could throw up in the fucking bucket. Can you imagine shit like that today? Like, it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. Kat, I watched since season 1 and watched with friends. We believed what we were seeing and it was so much fun. Yes, there's also this this perspective that back in the day, I was buying everything that was served as well. I was completely immersed and mesmerized by the show. But thank God, back in the day, we didn't really have Twitter and Instagram and all of that stuff. So, you know, you watched the season, enjoyed it, and it felt like watching a movie, and that's it. The moment you start, we had the possibility to connect with these queens. It actually created a lot of avenues, but it came at a price. Christina, here's my hot take. Sasha and Evie are my least favorite Drag Race winners. I mean, you don't have to like every winners, but I think that There are other winners that I would put well before them, like well before. Faye, Raven had 2 deserved bottom placements. Tyra was consistent throughout. I do agree with that. What sold me more was the redemption storyline. That was what made the difference from me. But back in the day, also Drag Race was a real competition. So it rightfully made the difference. There was a better track record, period. Also, there was the immunity that did a lot of things. But then again, you don't complain about the rules when you already know the rules. You don't complain afterwards. If you have any complaints, you say it before. I love that drink, yes. Nightmare, she's right. She's in the minority. Still, I kind of liked All Stars 1 back then, before I knew what a bad time it was for everyone. Yeah. Yeah, I would have preferred if we had a season of All Stars every 2 years. It felt so special when we had one every 4 years. So I do understand that you have to milk the show, but it has become less special. It is. Estella, which top 3 could we get on All Stars 1 if it had the modern format? That's interesting. Chad Michaels for sure. That's why we had an All Stars to begin with. That was her power. She kickstarted All Stars. I don't think we're going to do any favor to Pandora. So I would say Chad, Manila, and Jujubee. That, I know it's going to be controversial, but that's what I think would have happened with today's format. Damien, they ate deep fried cow brains. Yes, yes. What a shit show. Yes, yes, it was. But it was entertaining. Remember the absolute essay they had to do? Yeah, there was this scene where everybody was asking, how do you say it? Acai? Acai. Acai. How do you say it? And nobody said it. And then everyone forgot about the drink. And Tatiana was like, she talked like for 20 minutes. And then at the end, she was like, oh, wait a moment, let me tell you about this beverage. She didn't even call it a drink, she called it a beverage. That's iconic. My God, I watched season 2 something like 5 or 6 times. I can quote almost everything from that season. This is not fucking normal. Do you think Kennedy was robbed for being in the top 3 in season 7? Absolutely. Pearl made great television, but she didn't really deserve the top 3 for me. No. And right now she has become one of my favorite queens. So I'm saying that out of, honesty. I don't think she deserved the top 3. I think Kennedy deserved it more, yes. Alec, Tyra was young and talented when young and talented wasn't only young. My God. That's super true and super shady. Yes, yes. I mean, to me, that's something that really, really started in season 6 with Adore. Damien Mystic saying she doesn't eat fried food became a viral meme moment on Twitter last year. Really? I'm not that much on Twitter. It's a little bit too... I know that I should. I know that you have to give yourself publicity. You need to stay, you need to do that thing. It's just that Twitter is so negative. I cannot help it. I'm trying my best to at least publish links to the videos and so on, but I cannot. It's poisonous to me. That's just how it is. Orchid, don't understand why they're doing another UK versus the world. Oh, they're doing another UK versus the world? How boring. Jessica said it right. Jacob, I don't know if you know, but Jessica Wilde was the face of an Absolute Vodka commercial after her performance in the challenge during season 2. It's on YouTube. I had no idea. I had no, like, are you shitting me? I mean, good for her. If she did, good for her. Weasel, the season 15 are having a rough social media time. After all the reported accounts, now Selena's Twitter got hacked. Oh my god, good lord. What the fuck is going on? People are getting crazy. I'm telling you. Well, it's also, you know, since our musky man took over Twitter, it's like almost a shit show after shit show after shit show, so... Selena is selling MacBooks. Go buy your MacBooks. Estella, almost the top 4 from season 9 are winners. I think we're gonna see more winners from that season. Season 9 was really, really good. After the I tasted a fart clip. If you haven't seen it, you should go watch it. Oh god. Yeah, we need more queens from season 9. We love a double watch on phone and laptop. Oh my god. One is for watching, the other one is for comments. I get it. I get it. She's a branding icon, and it all started with Disco Extra Greasy Shortening. There you go.
Wow, amethyst is a type of quartz? For that, you can touch my boobies.
It was time. You knew it was time. You ask for it, you shall be given. No? Yes? Maybe? We don't know. Let's have a little bit of cold tea. Come on. This thermos was not really working. It could also be that it's because maybe I made this tea at 6 p.m. and it's like almost 8 hours later, but I would have expected to be warmer. But Cat, the look of horror on the Absolute Guy face, it was called party pass around party bottom Jeffrey Moran, wasn't it? Oh no, it was somebody else. It was somebody else. It wasn't Jeffrey Moran. When Chanel made the slurpy noise during her pitch in season 1. Oh, then it was pass around party bottom Jeffrey Moran. Allegedly. Is disco a type of extra greasy shortening? It is. And allegedly, it was shilling. Undisclosed shilling. Allegedly, of course. Sen, I am making pasta. I hope you are following Weasel's advice. So, since Weasel is not here, let's talk some shit about Weasel. So, according to Weasel, in order to prepare a good plate of pasta, you need to have a pot of cold water. And you put the pasta in the cold water. Then you bring it to a boil and let it boil until everything is really mushy. Then you switch off your oven, your cooktop, and you leave the cooked pasta in the boiling water. You leave it there. Now, while you leave the pasta getting soaked a little bit more in the hot water that it's not boiling anymore, you take a pot and you fry a little bit of onion and what was it? And butter. Then you take another pot, and there you fry the meat until it becomes like really dry. Then you take some tomatoes, you cut them, you put them in the pot with the onions, you add the meat and some sort of sauce. Then you add the pasta, you take it out from the soggy water, and you mixed it with everything. And that's a delicious meal. Weasel, I'm still here, okay? He's still here. I had to share the recipe. I had to. It's time to shit about Weasel. I should have recorded that. That was camp. That was camp. Nightmare, back when I saw season 2 for the first time, I didn't know why Drag Race was selling Crisco shortening to the gays. Yeah, I've lost my innocence. You definitely did. I didn't even know. I thought there was really a brand called Disco. I didn't understand the joke. I barely understood English at the time. I watched with subtitles some of the stuff I got on the 3rd, 4th, 5th rewatch. Because back then we had Drag Race 1 month, maybe, no, not 1 month, but we would have Drag Race for at most 2 months in a whole year. A whole year was a long time, and we didn't even have Reddit yet. So, yeah, I can relate to that. Damien, hello there. It's me, the delicious Miss Mandarin. Sen, I'm going to say that until Weaselman knows how to hydrate Stephanie, I will not follow his pasta recipe. Which reminds me, it's almost time that we start a new clip on this live streams. I was thinking about a Weaselman slash sample of my pasta kind of mishmash, because it works really great, especially after, you know, we got to know about his amazing cooking skills. Pocket Tub, Crisco here, long-time listener, for first time on the live chat. I really enjoyed you. Thank you so much for coming. Right now we are shitting on Weasel, so if you feel like, you know, joining in, it's all in good fun. May I ask you, will you do more reviewing of All-Star 7 after those 2 episodes you reviewed? I really like them, and I had a feeling many did. No, not anymore. Not anymore. I barely have time to do the things that I want to do, so no. No, unfortunately not. There are so many seasons of The Chop where I never finished the episodes, but that is the first one where I actually stopped the live streams. It's become a little bit too much. Sen, I'll follow Weasel's recipe when he learns how to hydrate Steph. Oh, I read this one already. Girly, you were born to roast, baby. You're a winner. Mart Ventura. Lucy's silhouette always reminds me of Jay Jolie reading Alyssa Edwards on Untucked. Oh, bitch, that's shady. I'll judge you on that body where the shoulders should match them hips, but they don't. That's harsh. That's really harsh. Weasel, I'm not a terrible cook. I just don't know how to explain. And if people didn't hear you, it could be almost believable. But I was there. So just to give everybody an impression, it was like Weasel was like, no, I can cook, and I was like, okay, tell me your best recipe quickly, and the quickly got to him, so he got completely panicked, and it was like, oh yeah, you take a water, and then you put the pasta, and then you boil, and then you do that. I mean, maybe it's true. Maybe it was a little bit emotional about it. But then again, if it's your best recipe, you should know it like the palm of your hand. So I'm like, and there are some basic sins, like you don't cook the meat dry on the side. Whatever kind of sauce you're making with it, you don't make the meat dry. Like, how do you not know this? How do you not know this? It's like one of those basic things in cooking, or the fact that whatever kind of vegetable you are cooking, they all have a different cooking time, and you need to know what they are, because at the end, you want every vegetable to have the same consistency. So, I don't know, back rolls, yes, Orky Dude, back rolls. I do agree with that. I do agree. Damien, I zoned out after quickly. Weasel, girl, I use butter instead of lube. Good for you. Good for you. Good for you. Otherwise, in the meat sticks. Okay, you call them like that? That's good. That's good. Mrs. G, not you all dragging Weasel. Weasel, move out of that house. Please, can we collectively help Weasel moving out of that house and getting out from his parents' home and getting his own place, possibly living with other people next to his age? Can we do that? Can we somehow make it happen? Otherwise, we are losing him. We are losing him. We cannot lose Weasel. Sen, what kind of meat? I don't know what Weasel takes. I haven't asked. His favorite cut of meat. Nobody knows. I'm feeling my Laganja realness. You better. You better. Weasel, pay the rent and I will do it. Oh, bitch. No, you didn't do that. No, you did. You can pay your own rent. Be independent. Mario, why is everyone shitting on Weasel? Mario, we are trying to convince Weasel to move out of his parents' house. We need you. We need you. Nightmare called Weasel Tony Wiseau. Oh my god. I don't think he gets the reference. He needs to weasel out of there, yes. Mario, I know, but he is not ready yet. Give a bitch some time. It's been almost a year. It's been almost a year. I mean, I do understand that everybody has time, but girl, life as an expiration date. You want me to move out and get cash for a 1,000 a month city apartment. Get a room in a house with other people. Even better, get a double room. And I can assure you that you will see your rent monthly go under 350 a month. Probably a lot more under that, depending when you search and where you search. So, she is young. Too young. No, Mario, when did you leave the house? Like, I'm paying it on my own. I would have like 600 left for the rest. Oh, come on. Come on, don't believe that. Mario, are you awake? Like, are you working tomorrow? Do you want to join on Livestream? And we can talk collectively about Weasel? Is that a possibility? Why not? I mean, it's like almost 2 in the morning. The review, it's basically over. You should go to sleep, but fuck my drag. Very well. Then I will call you. We are going to get a weasel intervention. How do I join? I will connect you immediately. I will just call you on Discord, and whenever you're ready, your audio will come through. Let me plug in everything. Okay, everything is ready. There we go. Not top thinking, 600 suffices a month's worth of utilities and food. Oh, come on. A lot of people survive on way less than that. Where's Mario? Mario?
I'm here.
Ooh, she's here. We got him. Can everybody hear Mario correctly? Mario? What happened? Where are you?
How many people are there?
It's about 110 at the moment, so we're all waiting for you. Mario is falling asleep. Go.
I'm here. Girl, can't you not hear me?
I can hear you, but sometimes you go silent for like 5 minutes, and I'm like, what are you doing? We are here to read Weasel.
I can hear myself now. What is happening?
Because you have the live stream opened. Sen, where is my invite? I want to be on voice chat with y'all. We're going to do one person a week. Weasel, can I move into a room into your house? Do you cook? Do you cook? You're welcome to join. Come on, we need a cook. So we were saying, Mario, that Weasel should move out of the house. And you keep...
I think I got it now. I have to stop the live stream, so I'm not going totally crazy.
It's not like you just have to mute the live stream. That's
No, I paused it. I was like, oh gosh, what's going on? I'm going crazy here. So now I do not have the feedback of the live stream whether I sound totally crazy or not. But I mean, y'all know I'm crazy, so we're fine. So what was the question? Yeah, Mama can cook. Of course, that's why I'm called Mama.
No, not you, Weasel. Weasel. Weasel will cook and clean. Will you wear sexy...
I don't trust her. Girl, I don't trust her. Let's be for real. Okay, I love Weasel, but I don't trust her on that. I don't. I don't want to set my apartment on fire. Thank you. And I think someone brought that up already. I don't trust the bitch to cook if she can't even wash her fucking wig, girl. That thing is thirsty, period.
Weasel, leave the house. Whatever happens, happens.
Don't push her like that. That's not fair. I'm not here to shit on Weasel.
I'm not shitting on Weasel. I'm just saying that... I mean, how old is Weasel now?
It's putting up pressure. It's putting up pressure.
But
I think he doesn't even want to.
He needs the pressure. I mean, it's like the first time. You know it's not going to fit. You know that you need a little bit of pressure to get the thing done. But at the end of the day, once you've done it, you're happy you did it. Right?
Well, I mean, yeah, probably. But I think he's way too dependent right now to actually do that step. Girl, Weasel, how old are you? 21, 22? I think it's 21, right? So, no. I totally understand. I mean... By contrast, I, was at the university and the scholarship was not sufficient money to actually rent something. So I had a better excuse than you, Mrs. Weasel. But roast of Weasel. No, we're not roasting Weasel. She's a nice, lovely gal. Period.
And by the way, Weasel is single. If any of you out there is interested, and it's fresh meat, like really fresh. So
well, is it fresh though? We don't know.
Well, according to Weasel, he is mostly fresh.
Girl, can we talk about that on YouTube? You're getting not just demonetized, you're getting banned, girl. Oh, honestly, Instagram was under scrutiny because of human trafficking, and what we're doing here sounds very
No,
similar.
my God, no! Don't even
No,
say it.
yeah, the difference is we're not taking money for it. We're like giving her away for free. Please, someone take it.
Possibly somebody with a free
maybe
room.
Instead of a roast, we should make an ad for Weasel, so someone's actually doing that. He is a very lovely, very handsome young man that can cook and earn
Clean.
his own money. He can clean. He
And
does
he
not
comes
have
with
the
a
empty
beautiful
water
dog.
bottles anymore. So
Damien says, was anyone present for the sex ed discussion on Discord yesterday? Not. I don't know about that. I don't think so. Mario, were you there?
no, I was not. I had a very rough weekend, to say it like that.
Oh, you had it rough. Good for you.
Girl, when I say rough, I mean my liver had a rough weekend. I had a lot of fun.
You drank.
One of these days, I'm gonna end up in the hospital with alcohol poisoning. And I hope y'all visit me.
Mario, we don't have the age to get that drunk anymore. We don't recover that. We don't rebound that quickly anymore.
Girl, let's be real for a second. I did not have that much headache this weekend. That's why I was like, okay, it's Saturday. I'm good. Let's go out again.
Oh my God.
Girl, I'm indestructible. I'm indestructible. And today, when I don't know, was it 5 p.m. or something like that, I listened to Cascada. For some reason, I have my Cascada moment right now, and I was dancing here, and I was like, okay, I'm motivated again. I could go fuck it out again. I'm indestructible, and I do not learn. This is my best qualities. I do not learn. Is the dick too big? Oh gosh, fuck, I can't say that. I can't say that. Is it too big? Girl, mama does not learn. She will try again. Girl, I'm sorry, now I get you demonetized. Oh shit.
I mean, at this point,
Yeah, let's be for real at this point. If someone, one of those lovely people that work for YouTube and casually demonetize you every week, actually listens in these, I don't know, are we at 3 hours yet? 4 hours? 3 hours. Listens in all those 3 lovely hours. He is emotionally damaged.
thank
And
you.
he does not care anymore at this point. I don't think anyone cares anymore.
Yeah, I mean, this is the unhinged moment. That's basically half of the story, you know. Gregory
Well,
says,
I think it was the entire story. Let's be for real. It was not half of the story, it was the entire story. Size does matter, but if you don't want to learn, you don't have to.
oh my God, Mario.
Come on, I'm being very cryptic now.
Yes, nobody
let's
understands.
change the
Nobody
subject. Let's
understands
change-
anything.
Let's change the subject. Let's shit on these like
Wait,
that. Okay,
wait,
I changed my mind. Instead of talking bullshit, let's
Oh, Weasel.
spill the tea. Which team is the Johnny Boy toy?
Weasel.
See, I can I even say boy toy on YouTube without being demonetized?
I say Johnny because you never know. At this point, everything works against you, you know. But don't worry, because next week we'll be on the demonetized channel. So we don't have that problem
On
anymore.
the demonetized channel, you're already predicting it to be demonetized.
We won't have that problem
I love your
anymore.
optimism, you know. Lovely.
How are you planning to stay monetized? And there was on Discord girls on there. We are like peak demonetizable material. I've given up. I mean, I'm trying my best, but I basically given up. I try to remind myself, let's not get there. But
I mean, you have reminded the people in the. I mean, only there's still 102 people actually listening to the two of us shitting around. You've reminded people to like the stream, but have you already plugged the new channel, Mrs.
Yes.
Top? Because
Yes, I have, because I sent it. Listen, I've been very good. I sent it on Twitter. I reminded it in the live streams twice already. I reminded it in the video with the speculations, and I put it on the Patreon. I reminded on Discord. I mean, I have it all ready. The only thing that I didn't do was making sure that YouTube would allow me to stream there, and they didn't. So that's why we're here tonight instead of the new channel.
well, I mean, did you actually expect everything to go perfectly right?
No,
the first
absolutely not. Absolutely not at all. But somehow, yes. Somehow I was like, yeah, I mean, when I started live streaming on this channel, I just clicked on it and I started live streaming. So I was like, yes, of course the new channel is going to be the same thing. And then they started telling me, no, you have to wait. You have to verify, then you have to wait. It was a mess. It was a shit show. So I'm trying next week. I don't know if it will work, but we are going to try and see what happens. What else can you do?
Yes, Mrs. Nightmare, this is the demonetized channel. Oh.
Oh, by the way, after all the shit that we talked about last week with Edie, they did not demonetize that live stream.
I mean, it was not shit. Edie was unhinged. She was like, okay, this is not my channel, so I'm gonna give it my all. She was, I mean, girl, the singing was, I think at some point I actually stopped playing Hogwarts Legacy to shit in the live chat and be like, girl, my ears are bleeding. Ooh, that was rough, girl. That was rough. And you will hear from my lawyer soon. You know, I think it was like 1.5 years ago when you started the whole Patreon stuff, and I was like, okay, I will join the Patreon if I get a whole album of your parody songs, if you want to call this parody songs. And I still not gotten a single news. No, wait.
You call them song. I am so appreciative. Thank you.
Well, honestly, at this point, you could upload that on. Can you? Wait. If it is a parody, does copyright strike you when you upload this song on the brackets, if you want to call it like that, to Spotify, so people could actually stream that shit?
Well, I don't know about that.
You know,
I don't
if
know.
you're looking
I don't know
for
how
income
Spotify works.
sources, this might be one.
No,
Even
come on.
Mama Roo says that drag is not her passion. She's a producer and a musician and stuff like that. A recording artist, sorry.
A recording artist. I mean, I don't know if anybody would actually Spotify the deranged queen. I mean, who would do that to themselves?
You would have one. I think 1,000 of the views on A Little Bit of Land are from me. I'm sorry, it's too good. It's too good.
So, do you think I should autotune for the next parody, or should I go unhinged and deranged as everybody knows and love?
I mean, honestly, at this point, you can see it when you start your live stream and you start with this song. Everyone already knows the song, everyone's in for the song, and bitches keep spamming in the... Can I say bitches? Oh gosh, it's too late already. Bitches keep spamming in the chat, money, and metallic. I mean, I'm one of those bitches, but people live for that shit. So no, you should not change. Do not change a winning team, or don't change a winning horse, something like that. Who cares?
So should I work on a new parody, Mario? This is
Are you really asking me that wants an entire album of this shit? If you should do it or not?
Do you want to help me?
You know, this is only getting demonetized very quickly if I'm helping.
Are you willing to help? Because if you are willing to help, I'm willing to do it.
Girl, as long as I don't have to sing, because let's be for real, my
No, you
singing
don't
voice
have to
is
sing.
just as good as yours. So
You don't have to sing.
this can only go south. So, which kind of help do you have in mind?
I will explain it privately.
Privately.
I will explain privately, but I have an idea.
Maybe we should talk soon then, because there's something else that I could tell you about.
Ooh.
Privately.
Ooh. Is it tea?
I love the shit. I'm so scared everything I say is gonna be on YouTube and everything will get you demonetized. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Mario,
I
don't
wish I had
worry.
a filter just to throw it away.
Don't worry. Let me tell you a secret. Since the video
One.
that I did with the sugars elimination video, that made enough so that the taxes for this year are already paid. So I'm not going to pay for the channel.
Work.
So I guess that's
Well, shout out to Sugar and Spice, I guess, right?
absolutely. Thanks,
Love
Sugar, for
ya.
sharing the video. Thank you so much. So, you know, even if that happens, we are still afloat.
Look at her making a profit. All of a sudden, we will call you Sugar Daddy.
Hey, Weasel, do you want to earn $15 a month?
Wait. She look at Weasel. I mean, the chat is going wild. Bitches call me crazy and stuff. I mean,
Sandy's having a pasta party.
what is a lemon party, Weasel? I don't get that. I'm having a pasta party, Weasel man.
Now I'm curious. What is it that you needed to tell me? Well, you can write it. I can read it. Oh God, I want to smoke a cigarette so
there is
badly.
this awesome party next week. It's called Drag Slam. It has a drag show element, and once these lovely ladies are done with their show, it takes about, I think, 2 hours, 3 hours. Yeah, with breaks, 3 hours. And then the location turns into a really nice party.
Ah?
So I'm not gonna invite you, but there is an option to have some fun with yours truly.
Ah? I
Was
don't
that
understand.
cryptic enough?
No.
Girl, that's why I said we're doing that in private.
Okay, let's do it in private. It needs a good dom top. Girly already clocked you out.
Wait, who? What?
Girly said that you need a good dom top. I'm like, you don't want a dom top and a bossy bottom together.
Okay, let's
work.
talk about that shit. I love those people. No, I don't. You know, when you're on Grindr or somewhere else and people without a face call, they don't even text you. I mean, they're texting you, but all they're saying is, hi, Dom Top here. And I'm laughing and I'm like, girl, you don't know me. I'm the dominatrix. And once I'm done with you, you will call your mom just to tell you how special you are. Period. No. Hey, Dom Top here. And I'm like, girl, I'm a bossy bottom. Do you really think you get any word in with me? Let alone something else. But once we're on this topic, you know, I'm a curious person by nature. So I actually try to talk to people. What does that even mean? You know, some people just mean that they have a dominating personality, which is curious because if you have a personality, you probably have a picture of yourself. But you know, not everyone is able. I know. You know, not every phone has a camera and stuff. It's hard making pictures of yourself. I totally get that. But then there's these other people that when they mean they're a dom top, they mean it in a physically violent way, which is even more interesting because I mean, not only are you getting fucked, you're also getting beat up. It's the bully from high school fucks you fantasy, period. What the fuck is going on with these people these days? I'm sorry. Am I getting old? Am I the problem? Oh, God, girl. I swear.
Oh, fuck.
I said the F word. I'm sorry.
You said it so much.
Girl, the rest was pretty much PG.
You said the bully from school.
Girl, you know me. I'm not gonna lie about anything. I'm not getting paid to lie, period.
By the way, C said yes, get a dog. So C is listening like from 1 hour ago. He didn't get to this yet.
No,
God.
I'm not a dog person.
I'm thinking about it. Like, I'm seriously thinking about it.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, you know, we had this discussion when you had the mousies, when I told you that even a golden cage is still a prison.
Yeah.
The same applies for a dog, you know, if you don't really have a garden or an opportunity for the dog to experience the outside.
But then again, I mean, it's not like the dog is already there. Living in a shelter, I mean.
Oh, so you're going to rescue one from the shelter?
Yeah, of course. Of course. I mean, there are so many, you know? So I'm like...
I thought you would... No, actually, that is pretty much PG. I thought you meant your boyfriend. Like, he doesn't even have any say at home.
What do you mean he doesn't have any say?
I need an 80+ podcast. Girl, we can be pretty much PG, but it's 2 a.m. in the morning. Let's be for real. I don't want to... Do you want to talk about taxes or tax evasion? No, nobody wants to do that at 2 a.m. in the morning. I want to get drunk, actually. Girl, I told you I was motivated again. I was ready to have a party.
Well, yes, I would like to get a dog.
I mean, I know you're good enough to be pretty certain that you're getting the dog for the right reasons and not for the wrong ones.
Well, whatever happens...
Well, we don't have to go into that.
Whatever happens, the dog is coming with me. Period. The dog is... If we get the dog is a dad, and I am the dad. Whatever happens. So...
Do we already have a name for the dog?
He already has a name.
RuPaul? I'm sorry. But oh gosh, you know, can you imagine you're going with the dog in the park and he's peeing on trees and sniffing on other asses and stuff like that? Oh gosh, I can't say that either. Oh gosh, I feel like Katya.
Do you see how difficult it is to do this?
It is. Do you see how much I don't care? I mean, I'm trying to correct myself, but it's already too late. But imagine that you're in the park, your dog is sniffing on stuff, and you say, "No, RuPaul, don't do that." That is priceless. And out of context, this could be even more funny. I'm sorry. I have a very twisted mind.
Yeah, a petition to name a puppy RuPaul. Like with 2 O's. Like RuPaul.
Amethyst is also a very nice name, but it's a name for a cat.
Jada the Essence the dog. Well, Jada is a nice name for a dog. I will give you that.
Yeah, but then you have to get female, right? Or is the dog
I
cross-dressing?
like female
I mean,
dogs.
who knows, right?
Good lord.
Who knows?
Paramount.
The dog can talk, and the dogs are not humans, so they do not have the concept of what is gender. They have something between the legs, and they are fine with that. They don't have the concept of gender roles and stuff like that.
Oh, even though they have gender behavior. You mean bitches? Weasel
Yeah,
then
but-
ask
but
if
it-
we mean bitches.
Weasel, if we want to talk about you, we can talk about you.
You know what? We should move to the whole conversation to Discord. Like, move on to the Kiki room and call it a day. Because it's getting a little bit crazy on YouTube.
I mean, you invited me. You knew. what
Yes,
was
I
going
know.
on.
I shouldn't have had.
I could say I'm sorry, but it would be a lie. I'm sorry that I'm not sorry.
Well, let's do it like this. Let's move on to Discord, to the Kiki room, and call it a day on the live stream.
So all of you 95 lovely people, if you want to continue this, I don't even know how to call this with nice words, this
A
lovely
Kiki.
conversation and educating discussion on all topics of life, then
Yeah, we'll be
join
on
us this.
Discord. There's a link in the description, and there is a room for the lives. It's in the bottom of the lives. You will find us there. What do you think?
Well, I'm still here. I'm not that tired, and I will at least smoke a last cigarette with you all, y'all.
Oh, great. That's
But I don't think
perfect.
it's a video session today. I
Oh,
don't think
absolutely
we look
not.
that presentable.
Absolutely not. Okay, let's
Freak
say
show.
goodbye to everyone. Next week we'll be on the new channel. Hopefully it will work. There's a link for that in the description. All of the links are in the description. Thank you so much for coming, and I will see you on Discord later on. In the meantime, have a great week, and I will see you soon. Bye bye, everyone.